Welcome to the world of Gsquare Publishing, where creating a personalized story for your child is important to us. All you have to do is email us at ceo@gsquare.org and someone from our team will contact you. Or just call 917-681-2810. It's that easy. Email us today. Why wait?
This thing, the way it come on, all the time.
Yeah.
What you see is what you get. You know, you get us live on the show. You get some of the in-studio talk. Everybody ain't giving y'all that.
Correct.
Because it's live. They join pre-recorded, so they edit it and put the graphics and boom. You see what I'm saying, though?
Right.
Right. So check it out, though, right? So you see a lot of people take pictures, right? Everybody look like they getting money, right?
Yeah.
Everybody ain't getting money.
I know that.
That's it?
I know
Okay,
that.
so
I know that.
when they put the graphics on their videos, I ain't gonna get nobody, but I'm just talking, it makes their joint go boom, but everybody joint ain't popping. You see what I'm saying? When you live, you can't hide nothing.
You can't
See what I'm saying?
back.
You take it or you take us or leave us right now. And that's why I brought that up, y'all. We live all the time, man.
And his supporters can call.
There it is there. What's the number, Doc?
646-628-4264.
That's right. Throw that up on the screen when you get a moment, Jay. Y'all can call in. You know what I'm saying? Talk to my man. You know?
If you always wanted to call, if you always want to step to me and say something to me and felt intimidated for whatever reason, look like I'm busy, you can holler at me right now.
That's right.
So we're going to
Talk
start
to
the
me
show.
direct.
All right, Don Vito, voice for the peoples.
Doc, shake the block. Y'all know what it is.
We got our guest tonight. You know, we haven't had an in-studio guest in 2 weeks. We was trying to, we trying to bring quality through. And Doc said, I got somebody nice for us tonight, V. So we're going to get it in. So without further ado, introduce yourself, my brother.
Yeah, for everybody who don't know me, if you do know me, you know, Eric Floss from Floss Events Group.
Eric Floss, y'all.
Eric Floss in
Eric
the building.
Floss. Okay.
Eric Floss.
Floss. So where you from, brother?
Originally from the Bronx, migrated to Harlem, back to the Bronx, and then back to Harlem.
That's like a regular story.
Yeah.
But mine's opposite from yours.
Okay.
Went to Harlem, Bronx, Bronx,
Uh-huh.
and I went up to the Heights.
Yeah, we's originally from, when I say we, I'm talking about my man Keep Cash.
Yeah.
Yeah, from the block.
Yeah.
You know, so we was kids. We was shooting, playing basketball. Matter of fact, I took him in the park to play basketball on the crates that was on the fence
We
for
did
the
that.
younger dudes. They wouldn't let us rock in the big court right there.
Yeah, I
So we
get it.
played in the crates.
Yeah, we played in the crates too.
You know what I'm saying?
One thing about
Way
Harlem, we
back.
gonna play some ball. We played in the garbage can.
Oh, yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah, the garbage
No doubt.
can.
That too.
Yeah,
Big metal
That too.
garbage can.
The metal
That
garbage
too.
can.
And the metal one and the steel can one. We make a basket out of
The steel
anything, man.
one, yeah.
Uh-huh.
The steel one.
Word.
They don't know nothing.
Now we
Yeah, I
make
know
a
about
basket
that.
of
Yeah, I know
anything.
about that.
No, I got one better than that. Bet you I ain't think of this one. I got one. We made a basket out of the fire escape. The joint you pull out, you had to shoot it through the fire escape. Come on, Playboy. Remember that one, Doc?
With the ladder,
Come on,
the
Doc.
fire escape ladder.
We grew up playing in the backyard and all
Yeah.
that, right?
Yeah.
We used to flip on the mattresses
Yeah,
in the
the mattress,
backyard.
Fire escape ladder.
We did all kind of things in the block.
No doubt.
We talking block stuff right now,
Yeah.
y'all.
Pissy mattress.
Yeah.
Pissy
Pissy
mattress.
Off the block.
Yeah,
Yo, but you
on
know what's
the block.
crazy? Let one of us catch our kids on a picture, man.
It's
We
a
would have
problem.
a
Yeah.
fit.
It's
What?
a
We
problem.
did that shit all day.
What?
I'm trying to tell you, man.
I'm about to go with my cousin Kiados in the Bronx and we used to play on the mattress, and that shit was nasty.
Yeah, man, trying to flip and all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But like you said, we made a basket out of anything.
We made
man.
anything out of anything.
Word,
Made
man.
anything out of anything.
Yo.
Do you remember? Do any of y'all remember having bottled waters back then?
Nah, man.
We ain't had
Fire
no
hydrant.
bottled water. Fire hydrant.
Fire
Put your
hydrant.
cup-
Yeah,
hand
yeah,
up.
Good
yeah,
water,
yeah,
too.
hand, yeah.
Cold.
Cold.
What?
Cold. Icy cold.
Yo, you be like this.
Yeah,
Ice cold.
all day long.
Yeah.
And sometimes you be like, hey, come on, let me get some.
Yeah.
Like you taking too long on that joint. You going back in there for second and thirds. Clean water, they talking about got all this water, got to be in bottles and
Yeah.
they got to go through filters.
Yesterday doing. He said, "This how we drink."
Yeah, we drink what I do.
Got to go through
He
filters
said,
and all
"Bottled
that.
water." We didn't even
We
know.
had no bottled water.
Nah,
Bottled
man.
water.
We drank out the hydrant.
Yeah, it
No. In the park had the fire
Oh
Park
yeah,
had the
yeah,
little
at the
joint.
joint. Yeah,
Yeah,
at the,
When we
Park
played
had
in
a
the
little
park, the
joint.
yeah.
park at the
Parks don't
fire
have it no
Yeah.
more. Shit never work
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
shit don't work.
But
They
before,
be
that thing
there,
was
but it
nice.
don't work.
Never work.
It don't work.
Even the bathrooms don't work.
But now they're getting the bathrooms together now.
It is.
They're getting the bathrooms together
Get the
now.
bathroom.
Yeah, how they gonna keep the traffic down? So getting together,
Oh,
but
they got the new security, how they have them in the trains and in the park.
you
They
gon-
don't do, remember, they don't stop, they don't really stop nothing, but they're there.
yeah, but once one is in there, that's it. If once they get in, they in. Motherfucker go to sleep in there. You know, they be defecating and all kinds of shit over.
Well,
Crazy.
now it's a crime to be in the park after a certain
Yeah,
time.
after a certain time. Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
crime to be in the
I
park.
know that.
39th
Yeah.
Street shit. They be.
Yeah.
What's
they-
that, at the
it's always
nine?
a problem.
After not 8 o'clock or something, not
Dusk.
8
When
8:30.
it
Yeah,
get
dusk,
dark.
yeah.
Soon to get
Yeah,
dark.
soon to
When
get
it
dark.
get dark.
I
Yeah.
ain't heard that. I ain't know
When
that.
it went at 9 o'clock. When soon to get dark. And like
If they
summer,
want to enforce it, to say like
Dusk
it
to
ain't no
dawn.
gate,
Dusk
ain't
to
no
dawn.
gate, and the park is just wide open, ain't no gate. If they want to enforce it, they can come in there and fuck with you.
See, we got a gate
being
in our
in there.
park.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
the
crazy.
thing.
But yo, man, so let's get into this, man. So you say you grew up in the Bronx, you came to Harlem, back and forth. So what was your most fun experiences as a kid in Harlem or in the Bronx?
But once I got to Harlem, the game changed. So, the game definitely changed. My mind went somewhere else. So the most fun experiences had to be the Bronx. Most of all my homies is all Bronx, except my partner that was saying he was from Harlem, and he actually we seen a lot of different things. Once I got to Harlem, the game changed. The game changed. It was about getting fly, and I had to get some money.
Right. Product of the environment.
Yeah. I had to get some money. Even though I had a pops that was there working for transit, doing this, doing that, whatever, but he worked at night. So when you work at night, Thursday hour kick in at night,
Yeah.
Trying to get some paper now.
Not only that, though, sometimes Pops, sometimes he ain't got it. Or if he do have it, he spin you and you get tired of it, so you know what, let me go get my own money, man.
Yeah, my pops is kind of tight too. It's kind of tight, and I'm like, and I was on the east side in Wagner Projects.
Yeah.
And I was in Wagner Projects during that era when it was going down on 2nd Avenue.
Yeah. Heavy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. And my Bronx family always stayed up there back and forth, even though I was living down in Harlem. And they was getting money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
both ways.
it's time for me to get some paper.
Yeah, I get it.
It's time for me to get some paper now.
That was, and not only that, though, not only was it time to get some paper, when you looking around, everybody getting at it.
Everybody getting it. Everybody getting
Everybody.
it.
You don't feel
Everybody
right.
getting it.
You don't feel right. You feel out of place.
Everybody
Everybody
getting at it, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's
now
just
the
what it
five
was.
was cool. Don't get me wrong. You know what I mean? And Harlem was loaded with basketball players back then. So
Right. And they
everybody
was
can't
getting
play
paid.
ball, but they would get past. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Though. So you got to have a talent to play basketball.
Right.
You got to have some courage and some sense to be a hustler. You see what I'm saying, though? So it's easy to go that way than go that way.
Did you have
Right.
brothers, sisters, any siblings?
I'm the youngest of 6.
Oh wow.
I'm the baby. Right, Keith?
Oh, so
I'm the youngest of 6, and there's 5 boys and 1 girl.
wow.
Yeah.
So was your brothers in the streets also?
Yeah.
Oh, so you had no choice. You had no choice.
Right. Right. You know? So everybody was out there, doing whatever, but, mainly my brother that was right over me, so he was the one, and I watched him.
Yeah.
So not that he wanted me to watch him,
Yeah.
and we shared a room,
Yeah, you seeing all
and I'm seeing it, and I'm seeing BMWs and Benzes and Cadillacs back then.
Money with
You know
rubber
what I'm saying?
bands around and
Exactly,
all
all of that, and he didn't even care. I'm seeing safes in the room and all that, and the safe doors open, and so what is this? What's going on here? And that was it. That was it. It was off to the races from then. But that business sense that I acquired doing that, transitioned into this business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which anybody who can do street illegal business is a businessman.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
If you look at a lot of the grocery stores back in the days, not the ones now, because the ones now, the bodegas now owned by, you know, saying Arabs. Back in the days, we had the Latinos who had all the grocery stores. Most of them had no education whatsoever. But they had about 2, 3, 4 grocery stores.
Right.
And doing it.
Right.
And
100%.
doing it.
Yeah.
You
For
know
a
what
long
I'm saying?
time.
Right, for a long
Since
time.
we was little.
It's all, and
They just ain't come down on the avenues at the time.
exactly.
See, they wouldn't come past like Broadway.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe or Amsterdam.
Amsterdam.
Yeah.
But they ain't going down by the avenues. They're not
Right.
coming down.
Right.
Good.
You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing, the business sense. You know, just a lot of us, we was into that. That's where the name come from. The name Floss
Yeah.
came from just what I wanted to do back then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I wanted to have that fur coat and that pony jacket and the diamond motherfucking cross and the I'm gonna throw Keith back. And the riser, the name riser with the blue diamonds in it. With the blue diamonds in it, right, Keith? You know what I'm saying? I wanted all of that. So, you know, when the name was Bigger Figure first.
Mm-hmm.
Bigger Figure was the name first that my partner had came up with. And then as me, looking around, I'm saying, damn, Bigger Figure. I couldn't give that to nobody aunt. I couldn't give that to nobody moms.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so this ain't longevity. Bigger Figure ain't longevity. So I actually switched the name over and split the companies and made it like Floss, when it started, Floss was in conjunction with Bigger Figure doing events. And then Floss actually just took off.
So
and
what
ran.
made you get into the events?
I went away for a little while, a long while.
Went to college.
Yeah, went to college, you know, for a long while. And before I did that, I was trying to transition into certain things. Actually, we was buying an event space like y'all got.
Mm-hmm.
We was buying an event space. I had all the paperwork and all that when the deans picked me up. You dig? And that still, it stayed in my mind. Stayed in my mind. And when I was up top for a little while, the teacher that I used to work for, he used to do events upstate, big rock and roll events, big joints. And I just sit back and pick his brain all day while I'm there. Pick his brain. Because before I left, we was doing small little events. Doing small little events. And then who took over the events that we were doing was, I don't know if y'all remember Gator Production.
Yeah, remember Gator.
All right. Dwayne, which was a personal friend of ours that we grew up with, he took over where I left off at when I left.
Yeah, Gator been rocking
Right.
for a minute too.
And then he blew it up. And when I came home after talking to the officer that was my boss at the time for every day for years, you know, Dwayne had this thing big when I came home. He had it big. It was so big I couldn't even understand it because I couldn't see the party industry actually going that far. You
And
know
what year are we talking about?
we talking, all right, I left 91. Yeah, I left 91. Came back 2001. You know, and
So you got in the party 2001.
right. I didn't actually get back into the party scene in 2001. I still just watched what Dwayne was doing from afar. You know, because 2001 I still couldn't, even though I returned, I couldn't go out the house.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? I was just there, you know, with family. But I seen what Homeboy was doing, and he wanted me to get back on with this thing, and let's do it with me. And I told him, yo, I have my own idea, but I'm going to follow you, I'm going to shadow you. And that's what I did. I shadowed him. And, so I had a little name in the street, and he didn't have much people that'll hold him down. So he was like, yo, just be with me. And I said, I got you. I shadowed him and held him down, until the day he passed away. And from then, it's like something clicked in my mind. This is how this shit is done. This is how it's done. And I remember I started off at the National Black Theater, Harlem, 125 Fifth Avenue, 125, 126. Right. Started off right there. And it was small, but I seen, potential. And
so you went up in the room?
Yeah.
Okay. You ain't go down, or ain't no room by the theater, but you went in the room. I know where you're at, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was small, but I seen the potential. My first DJ, I called him on the phone. I was working construction job. Everybody come on. Get no construction gig. We can get into that.
Something quick.
Yeah, so I was on 83rd Street and Amsterdam Avenue. And that's we still had payphones on the corner. And one of my homeboys was like a brother with E. Kim. And I said, yo, put me on the phone with him, man. Let me holler at him. And he put me on the phone with him. I talked to him. I remember we was right on 83rd in Amsterdam, and we talked, and he said, yo, whatever you want to do, I'll roll with you. It's my first DJ.
Oh, E. Kim was your very
E. Kim was
first
the
DJ.
very first DJ.
E. Kim was cool, too.
Very first DJ.
He nice, too.
Yeah.
Real nice. Real nice. And I started moving around with him, around the streets because he was doing the parties, and I'm trying to see what's what. I'm trying to see what's what. And I started holding him down, making sure his money's right and they got the set right and this, that, and the third, sort of like a managerial type of thing. And then we, like I said, we went to National Black Theater. We started getting that. And Dwayne kept telling me, yo, you ready to go downtown? And I'm looking at him like, nigga, this nigga must be crazy. I ain't going downtown.
That downtown's a whole nother animal.
I'm good here. I ain't fuck with that. I got Uptown, saying chicks coming and this, that. They having a good time or whatever. What I'm going downtown for? Until the fire department came one day at the National Black Theater. And I said to myself, now I'm ready. Now I'm ready. Booked the spot downtown, March 2112.
March 2112.
March 2112. Booked that joint, scared out of my life.
Yeah, that's the thing, because you don't know if you're going to make that money.
Because I don't know what's going on. Matter of fact, back then, in certain spots, you had to have someone to vouch for you to get in these spots. Mars was one of the spots. You couldn't just go in Mars and like, yo, I just want to do something, blah, blah, blah. Somebody had to call in and say, he good. He good. And I got that call. And the lady name was Rose Pogue. Rose Pogue is the one who ran Mars 2112. And she allowed me to get in that joint. Before the party popped off, Dwayne died.
Wow.
Before it popped off, he died. He never got a chance to see it. He died. Well, I picked him up from the doctor. Say I picked him up from the doctor on Wednesday from his regular doctor's appointment. They say he was in the hospital Thursday, and he used to like these. That's when Costco's used to have the big oranges in the box. And we get the box of oranges. So I went and got him a whole box of oranges. And they called me like, let's say, Friday or something like that or whatever. And they said, yo, you didn't hear, right? I'm like, I didn't hear what? And he's like, yo, D passed. Like, wow, he passed. And I couldn't believe it. I'm like, damn, I didn't get a chance to, I was going to surprise him. Yo, I'm downtown. And he never got a chance to see it. Got Mars 2112. Still feeling that from D and everything like that. But the whole thing was about, yo, I got to rock this. I got to rock this joint. And during the course of me moving around with E. Kim, I had met Ty Boogie. Ty was still up under SNS at the time. So he didn't have the name like he got now. I met him. When I first met him, it's because there was a situation in BB King's where E. Kim was supposed to be rocking, and Ty was there rocking already. E. Kim was mad, had to take him in the back, and had to come out and work this thing out so he'd get on the set, and Ty just sat on the side. You know, he was just sitting there looking, just chilling. And I was like, don't worry about it, man, just chill. I said, I'm going to take you with me. Like that. I ain't know him. I ain't know him at all. I said, I'm going to take you with me. But I was listening to him, and he was rocking. And I put him on my first party downtown. And he rocked it. And the first party downtown, same thing that happened uptown, happened downtown. Then I said to myself, D was ready. What I'm talking about is the fire department came.
Wow, shut it down.
Fire department came.
So they like your parties?
They loved them.
There you go. That's why they came again.
Yeah. They loved them. They came because, you know, we had an excessive amount of people inside and outside. So, and it's been off to the races ever since, man.
So you got a lot of skin in the game doing that. Like, so, like the nervousness of that first party. So how was the second party, like, the compared to the first one, as far as nerved and confident that it's going to work? Because it's still like they said, dead clock is right. You know what I'm saying? So it's still like you have to be consistent.
Right. Well, you talk about the nervousness. The nervousness is still to this day.
Yeah, that's true.
That anxiety never goes away, man. When you're a person who do it like I have done it over the years, I sponsor myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The money that goes into the game when I'm involved is my money.
Yeah.
Win, lose, or draw, it's all on me. You know, so the anxiety's there. I might have been stacking for a minute, you know what I'm saying, just to get this right set of chains so I could do what I need to do. You know, so I ain't got to ask nobody, you know, and it's all on me. So that nervousness will never leave.
And see, that's pressure.
Yeah.
Because you got to think like this. You putting all that bread, it's a chance you're going to lose it.
Right.
See, it's different. That's why I tell people, I hate when people, to me, I'm going to ask you how you feel about this. You got people who just do lounges. And they be like, they call this a party promoter. I'm like, bro, it's really not a party promoter. That don't take nothing. Because you do lounges, think like this, you do lounges, you put no money up, you're doing nothing. You going to the lounge and saying, yo, I do this, I do that, blah, blah, blah. And they say, okay, anything after $1,500, you get paid.
But what about the host? They put people on the flyer saying, one time they said I'm going to be the host, right? A couple times, matter of fact. Give me your picture. I give them the picture. You know, we've been a couple of joints. This one I was doing a lot of after work events.
Yeah.
Before we, you know, whatever. So I send them a picture with fly. You know how we do. You know, a popular dude, people know me.
Right.
They're going to pull up. So when I go in there, I'm like, I'm there. You know, whatever I want to drink, whatever, it's free. I ain't got to pay none of that. If I got him or somebody, we can go in together.
Yeah.
But I ain't hosting nothing. This is hosting, my guy.
Right.
I'm not hosting. I'm just in the building.
Yeah.
Right.
Even like they be having bad girls on flyers that be looking sexy and this one gonna be there and that one gonna be there. They don't do nothing but just walk around and get freebies, man.
Right.
So that's not hosting. So both of that stuff that's nothing on the level of what you're doing, bro.
Yeah, nah.
So how you feel about comparing someone who, because you got people that lounge, all they did is lounge. They don't put no money up. That's the pressure. And get flyers made, you have to pay for flyers, right? Right.
That's different. That's a different feel.
I'm so glad you brought that up and not me. Because I ain't want to bring it up and say nothing.
Right,
you know, I might have said it a different kind of way.
But you can voice your opinion on what we
exactly.
say.
Okay. Yeah. On what you saying, there's a lot of people still to this day, as you know, they use the term, we zooed it, we zooed the joint, or we did this, or it's about 8 different promoter organizations on a spot that may hold may hold like 175 people.
Crazy.
200 is overpacked type of thing, and they feel that they promote. Where they arrange a deal with and I ain't knocking nobody for getting however they kind of money they get or how much money they want to get or whatnot. You know, I come from the era of getting real money. You know, short paper, it's all good, but you know, if I'm trying to get some money, I'm trying to get some real money. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna take care of the family, take care of everybody.
Yeah.
You know, so a lot of cats don't come from that, and a lot of us that been around that or come from that, we look for that in them, but that ain't gonna be there in them. So they go and they negotiate a deal where they ain't gotta put no money up. They don't have to pay the DJ. They ain't got to pay for flyers. Or they might have to pay for flyers because they want to do flyers on their own because they just want their name.
And some people just put it on have one flyer and do the blast on Instagram.
Right, and that's the new shit.
Yeah, that's the new shit. That ain't the old shit.
I come from the Lino Press era, the original Lino Press down on 20-something Street. You know what I'm saying? Where you had to carry them boxes out. You know what I'm saying? And we was getting 10,000
cars and all kind of shit.
10,000, 20,000 flyers at a time.
And this, for the listeners, what's a ballpark number? It don't have to be accurate of 10,000 flyers. Ballpark number that ran about.
10,000 flyers back then. You know, if you talking about scored. Scored is the seam so you can fold it. You know, scored and fold it. Because they charge you to score it and they charge you to fold it. You talking about a box of 5,000, it may cost you about 600.
See?
700.
So now
that's just one box of 5,000. If you're getting 20,000, you know what I'm saying?
Promotion is everything.
Right.
So this thing like this is why I said it's a difference. Like I see people be like, oh, you know, I'm a promoter. I got this spot on Wednesdays. Like, bro, like it's cool, but it's different levels.
Yeah.
Like it's different levels.
Yeah.
When I look at when I say somebody promoters like you, Carlton, like you said, Gator and them, people who you have to put that bread up and now it's cosign.
Right.
It's
That's a different level.
It started the flies alone. You already down a rack, not even with nothing, and that's throwaway money.
Yeah.
That's money that you
just
know a
literally
motherfucker go like you
away.
literally throwing it away.
Literally throwing it away.
But it's necessary.
Right.
But it's very necessary to get people in the building.
You know, and then with that throwaway money, you got to know your clientele. I mean, it's the same game. You know what I'm saying? When I be thinking about the game, it's the same game. You got to know your clientele. You ain't going to give this oldie flyer to this little young shorty that you want to come in the junk and she looking good. You trying to rap to her, here you go, baby. That's a waste of money right there. Yeah. That's a waste of money. Yeah. She ain't coming.
Yeah.
She ain't coming. She looking on the fly and she seeing like an older DJ. See, we come from the Hollywood, Brucey B, and all that. You know, our era, we gonna rock with that. Yeah. Oh shit, Hollywood, Brucey B.
But you know what? Our era, the one that come out. Cause let me explain something to you. And I gotta get him on the show. I owe him that, man. You know, I grew up with him. Shout out to DJ Reggie Wells, man. Reggie be like, yo, man, I've been in the game long time before. I'm one of the originators. You ain't get me on there yet, man. I seen it like last week. Years, and he right, man. Reg got stories that we don't have. Reg he done did. You come on, man. Listen, he's one of the godfathers of the game, man.
Let me tell you.
You know what I'm saying?
I used to be a DJ when I was a kid.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I was at the Battle of the DJs at the original Savoy on 149th Street. Reg was the DJ.
Yeah,
I battled against Reg. Reg was young. Reg and Lenny somebody, Zanzibar and all these other cats. But I was the kid doing my little mix what I had. You know what I'm saying? Reg was like one of my idols from years ago. Now Reg look at me like, yo, Floss, this, that, and the third. And he said, not even knowing that, yo, dog, he was one of my idols years ago. You know what I'm saying? On that DJ thing. I used to listen to him on the radio. You know what I'm saying? And I still, Reg can call me today and I'll pick the phone up.
Right.
I don't pick up for everybody.
He's a good dude, too. Yeah. He's always the same dude for years. Yeah. Same energy, same personality. But what I'm saying is that the reason why I brought out what I brought up because you said the following. Reg can get an event Alhambra, the Miss on 116th Street.
Right.
Now he at the road. Wherever he go, his crowd follows
They gonna
him.
follow.
He will
They gonna
pack your
follow.
joint.
They gonna
Because he
follow.
got followers, man. Old heads that come out.
Right.
And
The
they,
old
and they
heads,
rock
yeah,
it.
the old
But
heads.
he pack it though.
Yeah.
Right.
They follow him because they like
Right.
his parties.
Right.
See, it's like a DJ, right? You DJ Doc, and me and Keith said all the time, when you come out there, you got to read the room. Mm-hmm. When you got to read the room, then play. Some DJs want to play what they want to.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
Nah, you can't.
You got to read your room.
Can't.
You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And Red has a certain type of room where people know what he got in it and they follow him. And I'm sure you got those stories as well.
Yeah, you got to read the crowd. You know, in my line,
Right.
you got to read the crowd. Period. You know what I'm saying? And know who you marketing to.
Right.
Know who you marketing to. You know, a lot of times. Let me just switch it up. A lot of times years ago, we talk about the '80s. You ain't giving a crackhead a bag of dope. He don't want that. He wants some crack.
Correct.
And you ain't giving a dope fiend a motherfucking bottle of crack. He don't want that shit. He wants some dope.
Right.
And it's the same type of thing. Reading the room. Like I said, it'd be little shorties running around in there. You're like, damn, shorty, nice. Us, our age, we looking, what's good, shorty? But I ain't gonna give her the Hollywood flyer. She ain't coming to that. She ain't coming to that at all. You know what I'm saying?
She don't know what that is.
You might as well keep your rap strictly on your rap.
Yeah.
Don't even give her this. Cause she ain't coming to that because that's a waste. But her aunt is gonna come though.
Yeah.
If you see her auntie with her, hit that with the aunt. I know she might not be as attractive as shorty. You know what I'm saying?
But you trying to get that money.
Right. If you try and get that bread, you go to the aunt.
Because I remember people always made fun of Bentleys. Yo, Bentleys, no offense to nobody take that way, but they always say Bentley got the big mamas in it.
Right.
Bentleys, they don't have like the classy ones, the ones who bought that paper, but Bentleys always was packed.
Right.
And they have a good
They
time.
got a loyal crowd.
Right.
And they have good crowd. So you can't look at a party and be like, oh, I don't want her because, like you said, the auntie might not look like the young joint, but the auntie gonna come, auntie gonna spend money, and the auntie gonna dance.
Bentley's is another one, man.
In the shadow.
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 Shadow got the boat ride. They got everything, and
Right.
they always feel
Shadow.
that's about the COs and cops
Yeah,
and all
yup,
type of
yup,
stuff.
yup,
That's
yup,
a CO party, man.
Yup.
And, but they got a crowd that come all the time. They on the radio. When they live on the radio when they come on. They got a definitely nice niche, man. They've been running for a minute too.
And a lot of cats who, they give out the flyers, whatever like that back then, didn't realize they don't want to give it to her, saying the auntie, but shorty coming with auntie.
Yeah.
We get auntie to come. She gonna bring that whole crew. That's her crew.
Yeah.
That ain't shorty crew.
Yeah.
That's auntie crew.
And they gonna spend money.
Right. We want the head of the crew.
Yeah.
Regardless of what, we want the head of the crew.
The key, what you want, people have a good time, they spend that money.
So it's just safe to say that the same energy and drive you put into the streets, you put into your events.
Same exact.
Same work.
Same exact.
Same hustle.
Same work.
Same dynamic,
Same
but
everything.
different game.
Different game.
Talk about.
Same exact dynamics. You know what I'm saying? The up all night. You know what I'm saying? They're getting the paperwork. They're getting the contract. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these cats don't even have no contract. I got to the point after doing so many spots, my name has been out there. Every spot that you could think of that was rocking in Manhattan, and I've been in. Mars 2112, the Supper Club, Roxy's, Roseland Ballroom, China Club, which is also the turned into Copacabana. Copacabana was my house. Now,
Yeah, I've been there.
Copacabana, we go to Copacabana and I take all 3 levels.
Yeah.
All 3 levels.
Because we went. Your man Mike had a
Right.
party there. Your
Right.
Man Mike.
Take all 3 levels and pack all 3 levels. Give them a different experience on every floor.
Yep.
SOs.
Right. On every
SOs.
floor. Yeah.
Tunnel.
Yeah. Oh, see, I wasn't around for the tunnel. Yeah, I was gone. I was
Club
gone.
2000, you miss all that.
No, Club 2000 is my
course,
the last piece of my era.
That's hurrah.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
and also with them clubs, you got to show and prove. You show and prove. That's how your name get around. It's the same thing. Like you said, the same game. You know what I'm saying? You give them clubs good product, they know you good. And they don't want you to go nowhere else.
Right.
Because you good. They to connect.
Right. You ain't got to worry about your phone. You
None
ain't
of that.
You ain't got to be looking over your back.
Right. They ain't worried about that money. They know the money good. Everything, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is. They know it's all there.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Eric, he good. He good. The lady who ran the Copacabana, her name was Glee Ballard. Glee Ballard. Very well known in the party industry. She ran Copacabanas for years. Since Copacabana was on 57th Street, right, and moved to 34th Street and 12th Avenue, was it West Side Highway? And then it moved to 47th Street.
On the east side, right?
No, it's on 8th Avenue.
It's on
Yeah.
8th.
Glee Ballard ran all those Copacabanas.
So what was the joint on 96 and Broadway?
That was Latin Quarters. Latin
Yeah,
Quarters.
Q.
Right. It was there too.
I don't move him.
Everything that was hot.
We used to go out 7 days back then.
Yeah.
Right.
Back then, yeah.
Seriously, and never wear the same clothes.
But,
Yeah.
but
100%. You always got a new outfit the next day. All the time.
I was telling,
and no capping
I
either.
was telling
That's
y'all,
right.
dude, I said, it's totally different. I said, now everything is Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
I said, you know what it seemed like then? I'm like, maybe I'm young, I ain't realize it. But it seemed like nobody had jobs. Like, legit jobs.
did.
Now we had
Not
jobs.
us. No, not us.
Right.
I'm talking about girls.
Right.
Because, no, I ain't talking
So
about, I ain't talking about the street.
They
But
didn't
girls-
either.
But we was called
We
breaking
was
neck,
their
going to
job.
work.
Yeah, you was their job.
Yeah,
We was their job.
Exactly, their job back then.
We was
But
their
then
job.
we was going to work 2-3 hours sleep, get up, you can't do that
Yo,
now.
motherfuckers was Mondays jumping. Down.
I was
New
7
York
days,
was
man.
crazy.
7 days.
7 days you go out. Like,
You ain't go out up in Harlem and go downtown.
you go,
Yeah.
but everything I
And
went
you go to
downtown.
Bronx.
Yeah,
Bronx was popping back then.
we used to go parties all day downtown.
7 days. And you can't wear the same clothes.
Nah,
'cause
you can't wear the same
dudes-
clothes.
The dudes I ran around, we had contests. So, you know, like Blue and Peter Shoe and all these other Big D. And then I ran around dudes who was eating. You know what I mean? That's just my set of dudes I know was eating. What's my man should make your clothes?
Dap.
Miguel, the Big D and them from Diamond D and all them Magnetic and all them from Brooklyn. That's the nigga that started wearing the 2 earrings on one ear type of stuff. And dudes had contests, man. Like everybody knew they was over here, but we used to always want to show us what you got on your feet. You know, look at the watch, and it was a contest, so you couldn't wear the same thing again, man.
It was always about being fly.
You know what I'm saying?
Always
But
about being
all
fly
over
fresh.
Harlem was doing that.
Right.
All over. Everybody
Right.
was doing their thing. So it was a cool thing to be like,
When you go out as
to
a
go
crew,
out 7 days.
you go out as a crew, and your whole crew got to be fresh.
The whole crew.
That's what I'm
Everybody gotta
saying.
be fresh.
You see
Everybody
that?
fly.
That's why I get mad when
Everybody
like
got to
a
be
lot
fresh.
of, that's why I said these dudes today don't understand it. Like I see these rappers and stuff, right? It's like they getting it. It's like they want us to have the shine. And when everybody else look fucked up. You know how strong you look? That's like right now,
Everybody
six
fly.
of us in here, right? That's like right now, all of us fly. That's like all of us got the
Well, that's how you
diamonds,
do it, though.
furs.
That's how you do it.
We all got the toys outside,
That's how you do it.
and we park our joints.
You know what gave
and
me a
walk
reminder?
inside the
When we
joint.
went to the D party
Oh, yeah.
last time.
Yeah.
We all got
It
fly.
looked good.
We ain't did what? Ted had a fur, you had a fur,
Yeah.
fur, T Black,
Yeah.
Chubb.
Yeah.
We all came through,
Yeah.
you know, right.
Yeah, it
That's
looked
a
good.
good feeling when everybody
But you
come
look
through right.
strong though.
Yeah,
right?
you do.
See,
Yeah, you
people
do.
think if you the only gonna fly, and us five ain't looking suspect. It's like, but
Yeah.
when you all strong and we got that section,
That's how you do it.
they like those niggas. Eating.
Who them? Who's them niggas?
Who
right there?
them niggas?
Who them cats?
See, some
Exactly.
people want to say,
Yeah.
"Ooh, that nigga." I don't want. I don't want all the shine.
Right.
Let all of us.
You know how we was too, though? I ain't gonna lie to you, right? Said we all came out.
Checking.
They be like, Floss, what's those, man?
Yeah.
Nah, man, you can't do those right there, man. Yo, man, you know what? Cause we go to the store. We go to the store. We don't have a problem with getting, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not that saying you ain't, but you know, we gonna, if you ain't, we gonna go get that. We all got to go right. We doing it like that sometimes
Make your man
too.
right.
I ain't gonna lie, you're not putting nobody on the spot, but champ, nah, them joints ain't it, bro.
Yeah.
You
Make your man
ain't
right.
going nowhere with us with that. And then we'll go get them right, and we all go together. Cause like he was saying, everybody had to have that look together,
man. Realize that strength
and it was love. It was a lot of love
numbers,
back then, man.
Strength in numbers.
Yeah, it's love like that, man.
You know, and with the party business, you know, saying back then, it was a point of having an event that you run into different niggas out shopping.
Right.
Oh shit, you getting ready for that? For that Floss shit? Man. Shit gonna be cracking. Yeah, I'm getting ready. Niggas is buying shoe. You don't even want him to see what you get down in the same joint. Man, let me come on, you tell if you with your homie, come on, baby, let's go. All right, we be back. I thought we gonna come right back. Cause you want him to go out and do what he gonna do. Right, then you come back in there, you know what I'm saying? Cause you don't even want him to see how you gonna rock.
What about you in the store and you grab this jacket and you make your Floss, you don't mind if I get the same jacket, right? Man, come on, man.
Let me tell you something.
Yo, but we don't be together all the time.
I got a story. Keith, you remember Danny and Dave, right? God bless his dad who passed away. Right. My man Danny, right? It's why I'm still uptown, Harlem. We doing it. Everybody up in there. I got the joint, and I had this leather 3/4 joint on. You know what I'm saying? Thin shit, nice butter salt, whatever. I walked in the lobby area. Danny got it on. I said, Joe, nigga, you got to leave or you got to take that shit off. He like, come on, E, what's up? I said, nigga, you got to leave or you got to take that shit off. And this is my man. We grew up. We grew up together.
Right.
You got to take that shit off. Come on, E, man. That's how you talk Israel. I said, nigga, either you leaving or you taking that shit off. We ain't doing that. And I'm not taking mine off.
Yeah, you can't do that.
I ain't taking mine off. So he took his off. I never heard the end of that. You know what I'm saying? Today he thought, yo, E, man, damn, you take my jacket off. I said, nigga, we wasn't walking around with the same motherfucking jacket.
Especially y'all friends,
we
too.
ain't doing that.
Yeah, that's like a rap
You know what I'm saying?
shit.
We ain't doing that shit. Yeah, R&B singing.
Yeah,
we on stage
dudes will be
together.
snapping on you and everything. You know, we snap a lot back then, too.
We ain't doing that. He took his joint off that just to, you know, to piggyback off that story. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We couldn't rock like that. We got the same joint. Got the same joint.
I've been through that before. Yeah, we ain't
no
doing
corny
that.
business. That's corny.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
I ain't gonna lie to you. It get a little more than that. I was in a place one time, and they call me and the dude V. I ain't like that, man. Keep calling niggas. I'm the real V, nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Though? You V, but I'm the real V. We was doing that. Like, your niggas was competitive about everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, Doc?
Yeah.
Yo, you got to tell them to call you something else while you around me, champ. Like, you know, I was for real, but I put it in a joking way, but you always want to just be you, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Both of y'all niggas named V, not tonight.
Yeah.
I got dudes started calling themselves Floss. And the whole city know me for Floss. You know, start calling themselves Floss. Be like, Floss? One girl asked him, yo, Floss, when you became Floss, who you ain't Floss. She read him because she could do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Me, I started getting phones. You notice this nigga out here talking about his name? I said, yeah, I know, man. I ain't even gonna sweat. It was to put that on a flyer and make it appear like he's saying it's him, but make it appear like confusing for people who say, oh, yeah, Floss gonna be there. But then they look at the location, they be like, Floss don't be doing no shit like this.
You gotta know your people.
Right.
You ain't just gotta know your room, you gotta know your people.
Exactly.
Like when I looked on Instagram, remember I was talking to you on the phone?
Yeah.
I'm trying to find your shit, right? But I'm seeing other niggas saying Floss. So what I said to you, yo, Chan, you got to check, you got to talk to these niggas that's your name, right? Man, didn't I say that shit? Yeah. I said, yo, who them niggas? I said, yo, niggas got your name on here, Chan. Look, he said, nah, V, you looking at the wrong one. So we had to figure out the picture and all that shit. And then we found the joint, right?
Yeah, it became, you know, the name had became so popular, you know what I'm saying? That everybody wanted, the E Floss. Oh, I'm D Floss. Who?
Yeah. They do that. A lot of people do that.
Come on, I know, man. That shit is whack too, man.
You know, at one point I seen something on a flyer, and it's a true story. And I knew who the cats was. It was like a slogan that I always used. And I ran down on them. Ran down. I had a little team. We ran down on them. So I'm pulling flyers off the street. Yo, it wasn't supposed to go. Well, it's on there. Pulling shit off the street. Now, like I said, I've been gone for a while, so doing shit like that is kind of like I'm kind of nervous of, you know, kind of.
I know what you mean.
You know,
they don't want to put that green
right.
back on.
And these niggas out here is different from when I left.
Yes, they were.
You know,
yes,
they ain't the same type of niggas. These niggas here, they'll circle you in a minute with the blue pin. You know, so yeah, they go right there.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
and they like to get you out the way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Shit's crazy.
Yeah, they like to get you out the way.
That
So,
shit's like,
you know, I kind of stay away from a lot of shit. I seclude myself until it's time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When
Plus,
it's time.
another thing, you're a public figure.
Right.
You know what I'm
saying? Niggas will circle me in a minute. They circle me in a minute, especially just to get to the level where I've brought the business, opposed to following my steps and adding new steps onto it, you know what I'm saying, to blow up whatever they trying to do, you know. Or even ask me, because I'm the type of dude that I give that information.
So how often is one of your parties? A month? Every other week? Every 3 months?
Yeah. Like every
90 days.
Well, right now, I'm on the slowdown now. I'm a little older now, you know, so I'm on a slowdown. I got some other investments that I'm working on doing. And I'm going to come right back to, like I was telling them upstairs, I'm going into the concert world, you know what I'm saying? Forget about the party thing, you know. But when I was consistent with the parties, it was like every 3 months, every 3.5 months.
Big,
you know,
big.
Right, big ones. You can't just give them something. You ain't going to get something big every week.
No.
Less is more.
Yes, it is.
Less is more.
In that lane, yes.
Right. Less is more.
Yeah.
But a lot of cats really don't understand that. They want to be out there every week or twice a week, on a Monday, then on a Tuesday, on a late night Sunday, or whatever, or early morning brunch Sunday, whatever. Less is more. You're going to still get that same 95 people every week.
Yeah.
You know, and like I said, I come from, you know, saying the era when we trying to get some real paper. 95 people, and I'm getting just a smidgen of that dollar, you know, 95 people to 100 people. That ain't no money for me, man. What I'm going to do with that?
So are you opposed to doing like lounge, like a spot, like a lounge where you got a Wednesday or Thursday?
Well, and you probably going to remember. Do you remember when I was partial owner of the lounge in Harlem? It was the Uptown Grand.
Oh, Grand, yeah.
Right, and we changed it to the name.
The Grand was my shit.
I forgot about the Grand.
The Grand was my shit.
I was mad when they closed that, man.
I
was part owner of that. And
I was mad when they closed that.
Why they closed it? It was me, Crusader Rob, that was my partner, and another the politician dude named Cohen. Me and Rob was on the same page. Cohen wasn't on the same page. You know what I'm saying? Money was being, you know, finagled here and there. What happened was, how we got it is the original owners had a problem with marketing. Had a problem with marketing.
Right, because there was another owner.
Right. The original owners had a problem with marketing. And somebody who knew them knew me. And they got in touch with him to get in touch with me to bring me in on the marketing and managing the spot. That's how I got in. I got in like that and just sitting around the round table with them. You know, a lot of old heads, the lawyer that did Harlem with all the politicians and shit like that. And give my ideas and whatever and see how this works, just to try to get their business back up. Then they started having financial problems. I'm talking millions of dollars, you know, to the owner. I know when we got it, the back owed money was $1.5 million when we got it. Right, and Cohen, who was a politician that was on the original table with them, he had pulled us in, me and Rob. And Rob's street dude from the Bronx, Webster. And we sat down and everybody designed their part to do. You know, they knew that as far as marketing, that was me. You know, as far as like touching, you know, the smaller dudes that like to do the lounge and shit that was robbed. He gonna touch them, even though I know them too, but he's out there with them. So we had that, and the money that was being given to Cohen, who was the politician, to give to the owner to go towards that 1.5 million, it wasn't all getting there. It wasn't all getting there. Right. It wasn't all getting there. And then at the time, we had to use the liquor license from the original owner as well. He wasn't getting all of that either.
So he getting PC.
Wherever the money was supposed to be going, it wasn't going.
Okay.
And you know what's crazy? Because the Grand it's nothing like the Grand.
Nothing.
Because it has nice size. It's big.
That was the biggest. That was the biggest lounge dance floor
at the time. Yeah,
it was. Because you got the other little
Right.
side right there. You had 2 bars.
Now it was
Right.
good money. It was good money.
It was a
They had a good crowd
They
too.
got a supermarket.
Yeah,
right
it's a
now.
supermarket.
Yeah.
Supermarket
But then they had the bowling alley was rocking at the
The
same
bowling
time.
Right. Bowling alley was
Yeah, I
upstairs.
go
That
to bowling
whole
alley too. The that whole
Bowling alley.
block
That
was
whole
lit.
little shit was lit.
Floss, wasn't it owned by a Chinese lady though?
No, the originally when it was just the restaurant, it was the Chinese lady.
Yeah, that's the
Right.
that's
Originally, it was the
previous owner,
Chinese
yeah.
lady.
My son was in my school.
Right. Right. It was originally the Chinese lady, and then some brothers in the construction field, Joe and I forgot his brother name. They had bought it from her. They bought it from her, and they went into Uptown Gospel. That's what it was first. Uptown Gospel. And I drove past. I'm like, Uptown Gospel.
Yeah, they tried
What
to do
is
something
that?
different.
Why they're trying to do like an after church type situation and have gospel poetry and that. Not if you're trying to get no money. I dig it, but unless you got a real gospel, major gospel figure up in there, it ain't happening. So then they changed it to Uptown Grand. And when it was Uptown Grand, they was trying to keep out the riffraff, of course.
Because there used to be cops there outside all the time.
Right.
But that
It's-
joint be packed though. That's why
They
it's
was
packed.
They just trying to
It's
keep
packed.
that.
That's
that
when
riff-
your man just came out. And let me see if y'all remember. Will Tracks just came out with the footwork song. Because he came in there and performed the joint.
track.
That's
track.
when the footwork, let me see your footwork. That's when he first came with that joint. And everybody like, yo, you heard that new joint? But he ain't never marketed. He told us the story. He ain't never get the
Tracks,
proceeds on it.
tracks,
It's when
tracks.
it first came out.
Trax came out with the footwork on a ski trip.
But I
On
remember he
ski trip.
performed
Yeah.
it in there though.
Yeah.
Because
Ski
he
trip.
showed to us, yeah.
Right.
He did it live in there though.
He
That's when
told
it was
us on the
crazy.
show, because he was on the show, he did say he's on the ski trip.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ski trip.
Yeah.
He did it on a ski trip, and it was like an anthem type thing that he would do, and then they just put it on wax.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Made it right.
But what I liked about the Grand, like the whole, that was like Harlem. Because you had the lights, like Vito said, from the bowling alley. So you had it was lit up, that little area.
That was it. That was it
And
right
then
there.
with the state building tag, with a car. So you had double parked cars on both
In the
sides
summertime,
of
it
the
used to be
streets.
crazy.
You could stay outside.
Crazy,
You ain't
yeah.
need to go inside the park.
Dog, listen.
People just stand across the street by, like you said, by the state building.
By the state building, both sides of the street was
Yeah,
parked.
that was it.
And motherfuckers just chilling.
We
To react with Diane, the owner of the bowling alley?
nah. I forgot what was the other dude's name. That was one of the. He was another owners of the bowling alley too. Les. Right. Me and Les had connected because my right hand at that time, his pops and Les was homeboys. They was tight. So me and Les, we used to chop it up. But they was having a lot of,
That's what's cool with Reggie.
yeah, right. They was having a lot of financial problems trying to keep that joint open. You know, and the owner of the building, Jack, old Jewish man, he owned a few buildings. He owned the building on the Conway building on 116th.
Yeah.
Still own that. He still owned that. He owned that next building across from the Grand. That was the apartment building that was built. That one, he owned that. And he owned like 2 other joints. He actually passed away and his grandson took over. Right? Because when the Grand had closed, we had to deal with the grandson. And the grandson was like real crazy. Like what he was talking was nothing. We couldn't do it. And like I said, we all had our part, what we supposed to be doing. But because money wasn't getting where it was supposed to go, and we had put stipulations on how this money was gonna move around, and people couldn't get to the money. So now they're trying to create anything inside of there just to generate some revenue. You know, I still had the Floss business going, you know, and I used to fund my money that I would fund, you know, so my portion of the grand, like that. And that's when we started bringing anybody in that motherfucker. Anybody.
Yeah, because y'all started renting out to other promoters.
Yeah.
I remember one time y'all gave to Chico, and they had it one night.
Anybody. Carlton came in.
Carlton,
They had one night. Then the Sleep had it. Who else had it? This was our first when they had the $2 Tuesdays.
Yeah, $2 Tuesday.
He had passed away. I forget his name right now, but they had it. You know. Then it was a bunch of cats who had it.
How two questions. How long the Grand was open, and what was capacity in there?
The capacity, full capacity in the joint was 832.
That's
832,
huge.
right? For lounge, there's nothing you can get 832.
Not no lounge.
Not no lounge.
Lounge be small,
Right.
like Ricardo's.
Right.
All these little lounges
Right.
now is small.
So when we used to have the riffraff in there, and being at the spot hold 800 and something people, and you know we squeezing more. We ain't give a fuck. We just trying to get some paper. Upstairs, the Alhambra, they was having a problem with that because they losing money now. Niggas don't want to book that. Not us anyway. You know, if somebody doing the wedding reception or something like that, whatever, they book that upstairs, but they losing money. So any little thing, they would report us. Any little thing. So we started having all departments come to us. Department of Buildings, Fire Department, Police Department, Liquor Authority. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was coming outside. Them shits lined up outside, surrounding the building.
Wow.
Then you got the hip hop police that was coming in. And I'm like, who the fuck is these niggas? And I'm seeing like 3 detective cars. They got on regular clothes like us. One dude, he coming in and he trying to scoop the chicks and everything. I'm like, who is this cat? And one of my security knew. He said, yo, that's so-and-so with the hip-hop police. I'm like, well, what the fuck he here for? We ain't got no hip-hop. Figure said just because it looked like we was getting so much money in the joint, you know, so not knowing that we was in the red, in the negative. So any money we getting, that shit's getting kicked back, you know, over here. And they just getting a little lunch money to go home and go to sleep and re-up and do it all over again tomorrow.
Right.
You know, and so they came and they was on some, when you need security, just call me and
Oh wow.
and
we
take care of it.
Wow.
You know, and you know what I'm saying, and here's the number. This is what you give us. I'm like, what?
Wow.
What? Who the fuck is these niggas? That's what I'm like. Fuck's these niggas. I'm saying these niggas is real police? Because I can't believe I ain't seen this since the 70s. The 70s, I was too small to be involved with it, but this is what went on.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, niggas was like, yo, here's the number. And me, Cole, and Ross sat down, and Cole was like, yeah, you know, we got to take care of these guys. I'm like, who? Them I'm not paying them niggas. I'm not paying them niggas shit. I know from the 70s, once you start paying them, you can't stop.
Yeah, that's funny shit.
You can't stop.
I own a beauty. I had my beauty salon, barbershop, in Bronx. And I tell Doc all the time. This white dude came and he had the crazy hands, right? Like when he shook my hand, the grip was so tight, but he had them hands that I seen in the movie, man. Like real fat ass fingers and shit. You know what I mean? And his face was kind of. You ever seen the Spanish nigga real famous? He got craters in his joint.
Talk about what's his name in the movie?
The
Mexican dude.
Mexican dude, right?
In the movies, always in the movies.
Yeah, but he's a good actor. Anyway, his face was like that, and his hands was like crazy, like, you know what I mean? Like, so he's like, yo, who's the owner. So I'm thinking, I said, me, I'm like, whatever, I'm kind of, y'all feel good, y'all got the joint. They own this joint. This is 91. Early, niggas ain't had their own joints, man.
Yeah.
Had a big joint. Anyway, I said, me, he said he had a booklet, never forget, one of the receipt joints. He said, yo, I collect the trash around here. He said, I come on Tuesdays and Fridays. And I looked at that nigga, man. Yeah, I get a little flashback. Y'all like back then, gangster flicks was big.
Yeah, yeah.
Godfather 1, 2, 3, Casino. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying, Ted? You remember these scenes? I said, this nigga putting the squeeze on me, yo. Nigga said, I collect on Tuesdays and Fridays. Yeah. Gave me the book.
Yeah, ain't no negotiation. This is what it is.
It's not even to talk
this
about.
This is what it is.
Like, he didn't even want to stay there for a conversation.
Right.
He looked for a minute, looked around, and he spent out the door.
Yeah.
I said, homeboy put a squeeze on me. I said, I ain't fucking with this nigga.
Yeah,
I'm going to go ahead and get him his bread, man. And
But you don't need somebody to give you a garbage anyway.
Yo, but right. That's another thing I said. I don't know who to call for anyway. I'm new to doing this shit.
Yeah.
I'm going trial and error. And also, I found out they had the whole neighborhood.
Yeah.
So he had everybody.
That's his route.
It wasn't just, it's his route.
That's his route.
It wasn't just me, but everybody down the
Yeah.
road, them niggas doing it too.
And we're going to chalk it up to, he's collecting garbage.
Right.
He taking his money
And
for
it's
the
the
garbage.
Bronx, it's too far from Little Italy and all that
Right.
shit, man.
And
you know
Bronx
what
and that.
Come on, man.
Right. That's how they doing it. That's how
The
they doing
Bronx,
it.
and around that time, Bronx was getting down, still getting down like that. They doing it now, but they a little quiet, but the Bronx was letting you know.
Yeah.
That was a little Bronx. That's all the movies was coming out. Bronx Tale. A lot of shit was deriving around that time, man. Good ass movies and shit too.
Yeah,
But let me ask you a question. So you do it every 90 days, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking at you. I'm thinking your crowd's like 30 to 55 range.
Well, we're going to move it up even more. 30 to like 65.
Well, okay, I was thinking about that, but I wanted to be a little generous. But I figured if you 55, 65, kind of like
yeah,
that.
that's the
You know
bulk
what I mean?
of it. The bulk of it
Right.
is 30 to 50.
Right.
That's the bulk of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But the range go from actually younger than 30.
Right.
Because there's some younger adults that have heard about it and always wanted to be a part of it. They've seen it on YouTube, you know what I'm saying, rocking. Oh, man, I want to.
Heard it from their aunts and uncles.
Yeah, want to go to the Floss thing. And they may come when they're in their late 20s to celebrate their birthday.
And then on that, though, think about it. You always got some young people that really, you say, nigga, he got an old soul.
Yeah.
When I was young, I like to be around older people, and I like their older music. Mm-hmm. And some younger people appreciate older music.
You know what I like about his parties, man? Cash took this about this on the way. Everybody dance.
Right.
You know, some promoters,
right.
like I ain't gonna lie.
Old school, you dance.
Them
Yeah.
Harlem
Old
crowds,
school, you dance.
Them
Yeah.
Harlem crowds, the parties we always go to, everybody on some fly
They
shit.
sit
Yeah,
around.
but hear what I'm saying, or no, it ain't got nothing to do with Harlem. It got
dance
something to
floor
do
is
with what you
crazy.
just said. That got nothing to do with Harlem. Got something what you just said. That age bracket and that type of vibe of party, people dance. Not just here.
No.
I used to go to I used to go to V8. What? I used to go to
No, you
Virginia.
said the age bracket. We go to the age right and wrong. That we go playoffs and stuff. You know, that I didn't even say that
Nah,
like
they
that, but
standing around.
motherfuckers standing around.
Stand around blowing
That's
hookah.
our age.
Blowing hookah.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. It's a promoter.
Yeah.
That's true.
Right.
Now you're right about that. That's true.
And
That's
you got
true.
the dress.
That's
You gotta
only in
put
New
something
York,
on.
though. You know that, right?
No, I said New York.
It's only in New York. Because I go to VA, go to Atlanta, go whatever. Motherfuckers are still dancing,
this
man.
used to
Line
be-
dancing and all kinds of
This
shit.
used to be the Mecca.
Right.
They used to come from all over the world to come to New York to party.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we couldn't handle it, and we blew it all up. And why you think all them the motherfuckers is switching all the clubs to high rises now, downtown? All of my history of clubs are all gone. Only one that's standing. Well, it's a few that's standing, but they're not active.
Right.
You know, saying like the Copacabana, which was the China Club, that's still
What
standing,
about Roxy?
but it's not active. Roxy's gone. That's a big condominium development. Roxy gone. Roseland gone.
Roseland.
All that, all that shit,
Demararis.
all that shit is gone.
What about what was that club on Amsterdam? On 80-something Street. You had a Mo Better. Yeah, that was it then. On Amsterdam.
All that shit.
What was
is
the one?
gone.
It was one more down the block on
Columbus Avenue.
No, I'll tell you right now.
Columbus 72.
No.
Yeah, Columbus 72.
No, you remember Club USA on First Avenue, right? Remember you was talking about it, 100 Street, Club USA. Remember that one, right?
That was nice.
The damn, the joint. What's that? Amsterdam, Columbus. Chad Wilson was on Columbus. Shark Bar.
Yeah,
Shark Bar.
Yeah, all that shit.
New
is
York,
gone.
come on, man. What happened, man?
gone.
We had
Yo,
joints.
shit is
Yo, we doing 7 days.
Yo, now shit be garbage now.
Yeah, now it's
Yo,
all
yeah,
about.
go to Taj
yo,
now.
crazy.
Right.
That go Taj.
And that's
and
the
that's like
you
the
get
only
that
name.
west
That's it, Taj.
Taj
on 21st Street.
Yeah, but that's young though, B.
It is.
But now do they have any
Taj
days?
is
I don't
young.
know what they.
Saturdays is
Nah, that's young, man. That's over.
It is. But Taj
Yeah.
is like a younger crowd though.
It's young,
I
man.
went like last year.
Yeah, that's my son
I went
age.
last
No,
year.
that's young.
Yeah,
man.
it's
is
just
like a young
it's just
crowd.
real different.
Yeah,
You know.
Honeysuckle.
That's what I'm talking about.
Honeysuckle.
Tell 87th Street, Honeysuckle.
Honeysuckle.
That's what I was talking
Honeysuckle.
about. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we should go to what's the name? On Joan on 92nd in Madison to eat on the corner. One fish, two
One
fish.
fish, two
That's
One
even
fish,
gone.
two fish.
That's even gone.
Huh?
Yeah, that's
Come
even
on,
gone.
on M&Gs,
Now it's
on
M&Gs,
M&Gs.
yeah.
Right?
That's even gone. All that's
Yeah.
gone.
Oh,
You know what I'm
man.
saying? It ain't this ain't the Mecca no more.
Nah, man. Yeah, we was lit when we was little,
We
man.
lit, we was lit.
These
You
little
know, to
kids
get
don't
a-
know what's going on. man.
Good party now.
We was lit, man. Oh, we
You
was
going?
lit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right there down the block.
All that.
Yeah, down the block. Yeah. On the
All
second
that.
floor.
But you know, this party industry is different. You know what I'm saying? So if you ain't smart enough to switch businesses, you know what I'm saying, and use that as a back burner now,
Yeah.
that's just a hobby now. Because I lived off of it for 16 years. I ain't worked.
You had a
no
good
job,
run, though. You had a
nothing.
good run.
Yeah, 16 years.
It's a good run.
You know, and it started before 16 years, but 16 years was strictly that.
They take care of you.
Yeah,
Take
everything.
care. Yeah.
My daughter went to college, everything. Everything.
So that
You know what I'm
money's
saying?
crazy.
But I gave people good product.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They always wanted to come. They couldn't
No
wait.
fights.
No fights. We ain't doing fights. First of all, I always thought about myself. You know what I'm saying? Then I started thinking about the other people that I was catering to. You know, I don't want to be around, well, I can't afford to be around no nonsense.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? My history is the way it is. I can afford that.
Right.
So then when I started gaining the clientele of professionals, NYPD, corrections,
Oh, you lit. Once you do that.
the MTA,
Yeah.
the hospitals, and all of them girls and guys and shit that's coming, we want to make sure that they safe.
Yeah.
I had cops, detectives that used to celebrate their birthdays with me at my parties, and nothing but mad detectives in the section and all that, because they knew that they was gonna have a safe and it's a nice environment party. They just gonna have a good
And that's
time.
guaranteed. That check gonna clear, too.
Right. They
That
used to
check
come
gonna
and
clear
they
with them.
celebrate. But you know, saying that was my main focus. Then now,
Yeah.
these same niggas who used to chase me,
Yeah.
now they come to me. I
Right.
cater to them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To make it right for them.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
And they would never think that, oh shit, nah, I was looking up your, nah, not you. Not no more.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Not no more. This is what it is now. They know me as a businessman. Nah, call for, I had cops. Listen, man, let me tell you. They pulled up to my house in the squad car, came on the other side of the street the wrong way to get motherfucking tickets. I'm outside. You outside. I come outside. The sergeant with the driver, you know the sergeant who's got his driver, pulled up on the other side of the street, squad car. I come outside to bring motherfucking tickets. I said, Joe, y'all can't do this, man. You can't do this.
Yeah.
Well, what's wrong? He was saying, forget about them. Man. I said, you can't do this.
Yeah, that shit look
You
crazy.
can't.
It's that look. It look crazy. Remember me
Yeah.
you talk about that the other day, Chad, like standing outside the joint?
Who the fuck is this nigga? What? The police?
Yeah, he working.
Yeah, the police car?
Yeah.
Yeah, motherfucker quick to say shit. Yeah. Say
Oh.
some shit. Yeah. Niggas say, and then start that shit running.
Yeah.
So like you said, they coming to get
You gotta just cut on. You gotta walk right in, man.
Yeah,
Can't be
I'm
hanging
walking
in the
right.
front.
I said, take your ass
Let
to
the
this
wrong
bar.
one drive by me looking.
Yo, cause motherfuckers
Yeah.
think that quick.
Nah,
they
you gotta walk right in.
So like you said, motherfuckers they come like, and they see you talking to them.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he working with them people.
Chop it up. I mean,
He working
chopping
with
it
them
up.
people.
I'm like,
Yeah.
right.
You remember we did that
Yeah.
community event in Staten Island? Remember we went
Oh,
out
yeah,
there?
yeah,
With
yeah,
little man,
Staten
I ain't gonna
Island.
say his name, right?
Yeah.
And we took the picture with the community affair,
Yeah,
motherfucker.
yeah,
I
yeah.
felt some kind of way with it at first. No, I'm not saying they ain't. But I thought about it. Come on, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I know we walking different now.
Right.
So we
Right.
gotta do that.
Right.
And everybody know we walking different.
Right.
So that's not strange to y'all. Y'all know what we doing.
Yeah.
But still, like standing in
It's
front
still
of
like
precinct
the feeling.
at 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah, fucking
What that nigga doing?
What's he doing there?
Them niggas ain't got no handcuffs.
Yeah.
The police ain't next to them. They ain't making deals or something.
Yeah. You know, but that was how it went. You know, I started catering to the professionals, so I had to make sure
They checks clear,
that
man.
my location was always a safe and comfortable environment for them. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else gonna follow whatever. They don't give a fuck.
First
where I'm at.
responder money.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
That's good
You know
money,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I had the who was he? He was the governor. He came to one of my events. Remember we had the black
Patterson.
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 He came.
He come out. That's why I knew
He
it was
came.
Patterson.
I
I seen Patterson.
I escorted him like,
Lauderdale's.
come on.
Patterson go everywhere.
I escorted him
Yeah,
myself
blind.
like this.
Yeah,
Let me
blind.
sit him down because he's
Yeah,
blind.
he
right?
comes out.
Sit him down. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
It's the governor. I got the governor at the joint.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's me.
But, you know what I'm saying, just the word spreading that, yo, this dude is good.
That's
He
it.
good.
That's what's
you know
up.
what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
And that's why, you know, your brand is everything.
Yes, it is.
You know, that's why I don't just go anywhere.
Your
You know, I
brand
don't
is.
hang
Y'all
out
listen,
with
I
just
heard that. He
anybody.
said your brand is everything.
You can't
That's
catch
real
me in
talk.
any little spot.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? Every week like this. Oh, yeah, Floss. You
Can't.
never getting chum with me like that. 'Cause, you know, they don't need to know me like that.
Yeah.
You know, you don't need to know me like that. You need to know when I got some business going on and you coming or you need some work to do this with me or whatever, what you need. You know what I'm saying? But it's about protecting the brand. A lot of people think, oh, that nigga stuck up and this, that. Nah, it ain't about that.
Because you
It's about
walking
protecting
different,
my
bro.
brand.
You got to protect your brand.
Yeah.
Your brand, you say you put your daughter on that through college.
Exactly.
Because of your brand.
Exactly. And a lot of cats out here today, they want to portray the image of the motherfucker that I used to be.
Right.
You know? And like you heard what I said, portray
Portray.
the image. Because you ain't doing what we used to do.
Right.
At all, nigga.
Nah.
When you said you ready to retire in 2 years,
Yeah.
that mean you ain't doing what we was
Nah,
doing, nigga.
nah.
Because nigga, what we was doing, ain't none of us retiring yet.
You know
we
what
ain't got enough time in yet.
Can I
to
say
retire.
something? Me and Doc had a conversation. Remember, watch. See if you remember. Yesterday, we was like, yo, we was on the phone. We just talking about other things. But we stayed on the lawn. Remember that day we stayed on the lawn? You was working, and we just talking back and forth. And we was like, yo, dudes be not just dudes, but people in general be like trying you in ways like that. Back in the days, they would never try
Right.
you.
Yeah.
Hold up. Remember that conversation? Because you ain't on that type of time no more. You walk different.
Right.
You hear what I'm saying, Jay, right?
Right.
But when I was on it all the time, I never had that problem because they knew I was on it. He was like, same thing. You right, V, you right, V. When you on it all the time, you don't have that problem. When you try to be smooth and easy guy and turn your life around, and then the stupid stuff be coming and be like, oh, man, why this dude doing this?
The devil always working.
You're
man.
always working like, why we
Devil
can't
always
just let that
working.
motherfucker be a regular, man?
Devil always
Leave
working.
that
man.
alone.
Yeah, leave it alone.
Real. You know what I'm saying? That's why, like I said, protecting the brand. It's like just protecting your name, period.
Exactly,
You know what I'm
100%.
saying? I stay away from certain shit.
There you go.
You know? I ain't got a problem sitting in the crib watching TV.
Man, I be watching
you know?
Family Feud,
You
man.
know what I'm saying?
I get down on
Laughing
Family
at
Feud,
Steve
man.
Harvey and shit like
Yeah.
that. Turn the channel. Come on, dog. I ain't got a problem with
Yeah,
that shit.
exactly,
I,
man.
ain't got a problem. I know where I came from.
And then like us,
You know
we
what I'm
don't
saying?
even go out. I could say that because, you know, we do a lot of stuff together.
Mm-hmm.
So when we go out, a lot of times we go out as a unit. Very rarely we go out separate,
Mm-hmm.
but we go out as a unit. But we pick where we gonna go.
Yeah,
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? We don't go everywhere
Right.
where everybody go like we used to.
Right.
We go to things that's gonna benefit our journey.
Uh-huh.
And we got so much of that going on. What we need to go to that for?
Right.
We going
Now-
somewhere we might be able to come up.
Now check this out. Last I ran into y'all, we all popped up in the same spot. Now we all don't go anywhere. None of us go just anywhere, and we all just happened to pop up in the same spot and stood in the same spot and chill, and we tapped a little something, walking by, whatever. Hey, what's up, But we all just was comfortable where we was at, even though this is an environment that all of us said that I can fuck with this one.
Yeah, exactly.
I can fuck with
because
this.
of comfortability.
And when I walked in there and I seen y'all, I was like, oh shit, what up, Cash? I said, and I thought about while we standing there, I said, yeah. I said, all of us on the same time. We think about the same shit. That's why all of us is here.
Right.
Other than that, we wouldn't be here.
We going home. I'm like
we
this.
We wouldn't be here. You know what I'm saying?
Family Feud of the News, man.
You know what I'm saying? And we ain't got a problem leaving before it's over either.
Not at all.
Before it's over.
I'm ready. I'm getting tired anyway. You're getting hungry too.
Exactly.
Let's get up out of here, man.
Yeah, I got to get up in the morning.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I ain't got, what I mean?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, that's the type of environment I always want to create for people. Whether it's a small event that I'm doing or it's extremely large. Mm-hmm.
And that's why people come out. Because they say, oh, Floss? Oh, yeah, I love it. I like his party. I'm going to
There ain't no rah-rah
I'm
shit.
Pull
You know that joint, you go by yourself. You don't need
right.
shit today, you know what I'm saying?
You can go by yourself, and then you're going to run into people that you ain't seen in years.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, reminiscing and all that.
People flying in from Atlanta, Arizona, Connecticut, all over, coming in. Yo, you got a joint coming up?
Then you say they dancing.
Right.
Oh,
they dancing.
They dancing.
They dancing. Niggas leave out there sweat. They ain't coming in with a nice V-neck sweater with the, you know what I'm saying, the sleeveless joint and everything. Nigga leave out of there with his tank top on. He sweated up. He dancing and shit. A little bit, he done had a party, he done had a groove. Did his thing. Remember the joint where I had Mr. C come to down there, stage 40. When I ran into you up top, stage 48.
Stage 48.
Yo, Keith was like, yo. All levels. And I had all levels then. So stage 48 had 4 levels.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I remember stage 48. That's a big joint.
That was a big joint.
That was big. I like stage 48.
Everybody can't pack that joint.
Yeah, it's hard to park down that joint, man.
Very hard.
You gotta walk.
Yeah.
Oh, the Mirage on Fordham? That was fun.
No, he's talking 57.
Oh,
the Mirage.
Okay,
That shit was lit.
That shit Mirage.
Mm-hmm.
That shit was lit. So, with the 2 questions again. One, can you tell listeners some of the named people that attended your event, and also talk about the concert that you want to do and what makes you want to get into concert? What vision you see in that?
Okay. As far as celebrity artists that have been to events, that are the very first celebrity artist that I've worked with and came through was what's his name? He on Love and Hip Hop now, from Atlanta. Oh boy.
Stevie J?
No, he's a singer, R&B singer. Bobby Valentino. He's the very first one.
Mm-hmm.
Very first one. He came and he was sick. He had the flu. And I was talking to them on the phone. I said, yo, he's sick in there. I was like, oh, man. It's like, yo, don't worry about it, E. We still coming. I was like, man. I'm like, this dude ain't going to show. Then he had asked me to get some crunk juice. I'm like, what? The fuck is that? Crunk juice. Mm-hmm. But then I remember Little John was on some crunk juice shit. But I'm like, we ain't got that shit up here. We got crunk juice. Then I went in about 10 supermarkets looking for crunk juice. Yo, I got crunk juice. And they looking at me just as well as I'm thinking, what the fuck is this crazy shit? Crunk juice. He's the very first one that came through, you know what I'm saying, when I made a phone call. And we went on from there. Doug.
Before you go into Doug, your very first one, you don't have to go to everybody like that. How that was when you seen your first a celebrity walk through your joint, you felt like a stamp? Like, wow.
It was like me and the nigga sitting down sharing a thing of chicken, the chicken wings and shit. Mm-hmm. And we sitting there, and I'm like, wow, this little nigga's still really here. This nigga's right here. But me coming from, you know, saying the background with, you know, saying with all our round the way hood celebrities inside the rooftop and all that, you know, it was like I was able to handle it. You know, I was able to handle it. I wasn't like some of these, you know, people be real starstruck and all that. You know, in my mind.
I say that, man.
In my mind, you know, saying I'm a star.
Yeah. See, I was going to say, dudes from New York, let me just jump in.
Yeah.
We don't see everybody. We don't see everybody where a lot of people see people.
Yeah.
Because we see them all the time.
Right.
So it don't move us. It don't move us when we see them, man.
But not,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm saying more so coming to
now, probably even in an event, you might be saying to yourself, "Oh, my shit, this nigga up in here, all right." But after that's over, he's still gonna check that bag.
Yeah.
Give it that.
Yeah, he ain't gonna. You ain't gonna do that long. We different, Doc. We different up here, man.
You know,
it's good to see him in there, but
I was the first one, and I got pictures to show. The very first one to bring Trey Songz up here. Trey, and this is Trey Songz with the braids. With the braids.
From Virginia.
Right. From VA. From VA.
Yeah, from Virginia.
This is when he had that, I don't want to leave, but I gotta go right now.
Yes, what
Back then. And Trey came up.
That's the song broke him open.
And his money was short. That's before, it didn't cost much.
Yeah.
It didn't cost much.
That's why he kept saying the same thing.
Listen. I had the nigga number. Me and him, we was in the hotel. And we had hotel rooms with connecting door. Right? I had this nigga number. I called this nigga directly. He got picked up from Def Jam with what's his name? I forget this nigga picked him up. Nigga, that whole number changed everything. Because I'm trying to call this nigga, yo. Trying to call because I want to do something. I need to bring you back up here. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't get in touch with that nigga ever since. Ever since. I was like, wow. Me and this nigga just slept door to door.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
We had the door open. Yo.
That's how it goes.
He bringing the man and shit, yo.
Niggas that change the number on you in a second, man.
That number, all that shit changed.
Who?
All that.
Yeah, Neil. And before Diddy got into the dumb Diddy, he did the same thing with me, man.
Yo, I was
like,
wow.
I was like, yo, hit the nigga. What happened?
You know?
When you a little too fly around that nigga, he don't like that shit. He spin on you.
But to go back to your question though, you know, it's a little like wow. You wild a little bit, but like I said, for me, I was able to handle it. You know, a lot of cats now they be starstruck and all that other shit like that. You know, like one night, me and my cousin, we hung out with Diddy. We was hanging out with him. He was supposed to be doing a walkthrough. I forgot a little spot downtown. I don't even know what it was. But you mentioned names, so you probably you should know Paul.
Yeah, Paul, Big Paul.
Right.
Paul, yeah.
Paul's my man and shit. My cousin's man. I met Paul through my cousin and shit like that. So Paul's like, yo, y'all come on, hang out, whatever like that, because he know how we get down. Niggas ain't on no star shit. Everybody was there. All the niggas that Diddy had down with him and shit. And outside on the block, these niggas had every Ferrari lined up down the block in every color, white, blue, red. This, that. I peek out the door, I'm like, and I'm looking. And at the time, man, I got me a little Chrysler 300. I thought I was popping. You know what I'm saying? I'm rocking this shit. My shit clean. You know, these niggas got Ferraris and whatever. Diddy showed up, and he had the white Rolls Royce coupe shit, right? But we all right here, like we.
Journey on the video, the Nas video.
Did he?
Hate me now.
Yeah, when they had the white furs on and they
hate me now.
Yo, we all like this. We chilling in section, everything like that, and we just right outside the section, just chilling right on the side. You know, chicks is trying to get in there, whatever like that, and shit. And somebody that I knew was in there, and they looking trying to get in there. He's like, yo, E, dang, that's Diddy, and I'm trying to get it. I said, yo, you ain't trying to get. I said, yo, I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. I'm just gonna have a good time. You know, just looking to see what's what. You know, and then when we was ready to leave, Paul said, yo, E, just turn around and walk in front of him. I'm like, what? Walk in front of him. So we walking in front, and the nigga reached out and put his hand on my shoulder like I was security. I'm like, yo, this nigga don't think I'm security. I ain't no security. I'm chilling, nigga. I'm with you. Yeah. We chilling. But just saying that to say, coming from what I come from, there's no real starstruck. type of situation. You know, it's just like, okay, yo, he did it. You know what I'm saying? I want to study this nigga so I can do it too.
Correct.
I want to get to wherever he got. You know, not where he at
And
now.
not only that though, my shit must be popping. Niggas like that starting to come up in here.
Right. This is what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm saying. More so
Now,
popping, looking at that.
Now to say this about the Beat 139. This is my second platform I ever did any interviews on. First one, my man Marley BX. He was trying to get his joint off, and I fuck with him like that. I said, yeah, I'm gonna do that. Every now and then I was seeing y'all joint, I said, damn, they got a nice little platform going on. Something's rocking over there. Something's rocking. I'm looking at it, I'm looking at it, I'm looking at it, I'm looking at it. And I said, okay, when they're ready, keep gonna holler at me when they ready. That's what I said, keep gonna holler at me, right? And then I seen Doc say, yo, what's up, bro? I said, oh shit, it's 139 to beat. Okay, my shit done popped up. It's my time. It's my time. But to say that like I was saying the whole night, I don't fuck with just anything.
There you go.
Because of my brand.
Right,
And you know, for me to even come, you know what I'm saying, come fuck with y'all. Y'all shit is real shit.
Appreciate you coming, man.
Y'all shit is
That's
real
how we
shit.
do.
Definitely
Appreciate you, man.
Definitely real shit.
You know, we real
You know what
humble.
I'm
We've been humble from the door, man.
And I've been watching it, you know what I'm saying, I watched it grow. I remember y'all first was starting and I seen Keith doing interview. I said, what Keith doing? Interview. I said, damn, this nigga look like he's serious. It's about the interview. He interviewing, I seen interviewing real motherfuckers too. I'm like, wait a minute, what the fuck is Keith doing now? Now I'm trying to figure him out.
Yeah.
Because I know my man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm trying to figure this shit out. And Doc, when I first met Doc, this is the most I ever heard his voice.
Yeah, he don't talk.
Doc don't talk.
No, he don't talk.
Doc don't talk.
He talk now, but he get his moments where he won't talk.
Right, he don't talk.
That's his style, though.
Right.
That's his style.
He's standing there.
That's his style.
He's standing there and just be,
He's
know,
he's
just,
an observer.
And I'm like, he don't talk, man. What's going down?
When we first did the show, on some joke time, right? But you know, it's the truth. When we first, he came and got me. Because he came up with this. You know, I'm keeping it all the way tall. I did all the marketing, like you.
Yeah.
But he had the idea. And I'm popping on radio, Instagram. He watching me. And, you know, me and him, we was in college together. He came home. He supported my joints.
Right.
So I like that.
Right.
I said, this nigga Doc always pulling up to my joints. You know, you know what I'm saying? Right? He used to come up, him, Ali. You know, I had certain dude like a following.
Right.
I know they come if nobody else don't come. They gonna come fuck with me. They're gonna support.
Right.
So when he came to me, I was like, and then to speed it up, is that, and what are you talking about?
No, you talking about me being shy.
Huh?
Me being shy.
Right, when he called me for the joint, he like, cause he trying to sell me now, right?
Yeah.
Cause I'm listening to it, but I ain't really, you know what I mean? He's like, yo, I'll come get you, y'all, cause he go to the party, so he watch me.
Yeah.
Yo, people gravitate to you, be moving. You don't never stand on no lines. You walk in, your promotion on social media is crazy. I got, think about it. It only took me the next day. I called him, right? I was like, yo, let's do it, man, right? But when we started the show, he wasn't talking like a couple times, like, yo, man, I don't want to act like it's just me. Yo, I hit the nigga. Look, I'm doing a leg joint. Look, I'm doing a leg joint. Yo, say something. He ain't saying nothing, man.
I was sweating bullets. That first show, I'm like, what? Yo, that whole day, our first show we had D Nico.
This nigga would say nothing, man.
We had D Nico on our show, the very first show.
Right.
So it was me, him.
I run out of shit to say after a while, man.
It was me, him, Pretty Lou as the host. You know Pretty Lou.
Yeah.
And we had D Nico and Black on the show. So all day I'm nervous, like, oh my God, I'm thinking about the drink all day. Cause I'm like, I'm nervous. Right before when Roy had the joint and we had to sit down, I'm like, oh my God. And I know it, cause we know we live.
Yeah.
So I know people come, cause everybody in Harlem gonna watch it. I was nervous. I ain't say much for a while. Then I started getting a little comfortable.
You got comfortable, yeah.
Right.
And then I started feeling a little better. You know what I mean? Because I always been like laid back. I ain't with all that. Like,
Because a lot of times, like, they'll say something, he'll look at me, and he be like, I'm like, come on. I'm like, yo, he nah. I said, all right. You know, but it's like, why your man don't talk? You know what I'm saying? I just, whatever the case may be, but as time went by,
Yeah, you start getting a little more comfortable.
yeah, because he
that was my thing.
It's just like him. Some people just behind the scenes.
Shit. Yeah, I ain't with all that.
Some people behind the scenes, like, you know, Joe Osteen's like my pastor, you know what I mean?
Right.
I love this guy. I learned a lot from him. He's like my mentor, real talk, right? He the one that got my mind right?
Got you.
And he said the story. He was behind the scenes guy. He was doing the cameras, you know, for big production, TV studios and all that. His father, when his fathers died, they hit him like, yo, you got to step up and pastor the church. You said, pastor the church?
Yeah.
Me? Why y'all pick me? He was like, nah, and then, you know, people was criticizing before he did. I'll make a long story short. He was nervous. He had the whole same thing, Doc. And then you just, I was just calling, man.
Yeah, because growing up, like you said, I look at a lot of pictures, like a lot of parties we used to go to downtown. A lot of drinks I ain't in because I always had this thing because I'm out there doing dirt. So I always, you know, when you first hustle, they would say, "Oh, don't take pictures." Yeah. But it's not always true.
Right.
I be looking at joints. I be like, I was there that night, but I'm like, I ain't fuck with pictures as much because they're like, don't take pictures. Because you know, when people tell you shit, they don't tell you every detail of it. It'd be abroad, don't take pictures. Right. But you'll take fucking pictures, it don't mean nothing. But you thinking, oh, you take pictures? Then I heard a story, I never forget when we was young. I heard a story, and it was more to that, but when you young, you don't know. The guy told us, a dude got 15 years because he's standing in the picture with a dude. The feds came and got, like, let's say the feds want
guilty by association.
He got 15. We like, for taking a fucking picture?
Yep.
So
when
you young, it's more to that. But you young, that's all you hear.
The picture is just the confirmation. But if the feds is on you, they don't need the pictures.
They got like 10 years easy.
They got the pictures.
They watch you 10 years prior to get it.
Right.
Yeah, we just talking about that earlier too, though.
You know
so it's the education part you don't know. So I missed out on a lot of pictures I be seeing now, like throwback shits, and I see guys from the block and stuff parties, and I'm like,
you got the stories
over there.
You got the stories to tell. You was there.
I was over there. I remember them niggas took this picture. I'm like, man, I need no motherfucking picture.
But as far as like you said, that starstruck thing, you know, it don't really hit me like that. It don't really hit me like that. But then I was hearing the transition.
But you've been doing this a long time, man. You got what, 17 years?
Nah,
20
something.
I know it's a little,
27 years. 27 years.
You done seen everybody, B.
Yeah.
But hear what I'm saying. But I don't care about the stars, man, because stars don't do that much. I'm talking about the firemen, the policemen, the nurses, them doctors. I'm talking about them, the transit. That's the one, because they're going to come in the malls and they're going to come and set it out. They're going to spend that money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's the ones.
Everything.
They check clear all the time. Because when I'm a trainer, right? But I train a lot of people young, like 20, 30, 40, but at some point their money run out. But the seniors I had, that was like 65 to like 90, they check always clear.
Yeah, check
like
clear.
that, I told you, right? Yeah. So I was more dudes, because everybody always competing to get the young ones to do that.
Yeah.
Nah,
I had to get my niche.
Consistent too.
I was good. I was good with that too. But I said I want to take it to another level. Everybody's when they get an old person, they running from them.
Nah, old people,
I went and got that certification, and I learned that they money don't run out.
Yeah.
I started getting them
It's
all.
guaranteed.
I had mobs of old people. That's why I know how to train old people.
If you make them
I
feel
go to their
comfortable,
house. I go to their house,
man.
And so once you know your room, man, back to you, right? This is like a good energy interview. I like this, man. You know, would you ever think about somebody? What advice would you give a person who's trying to come into the game? I'm gonna call them coming to the game.
Okay.
An event person, not no party promoter or no lounge type of situation. Events.
Study the craft. Study the craft. You know, it's a lot of guys that think that they could just jump into, I could do this. study it first. Don't just jump in it. See what it is. See what works.
Shadow somebody like
Right.
you said. That's
Right.
what you did.
Right. I shadowed
There
them.
you go. That's right.
You know what I'm saying? See what works. Look around and see who's who. Who's important and who's just trying to play important. You know what I'm saying? You got to study this shit because you ain't just going to jump into it and think you're going to make some money and it's going to do this and that. I'm going to get the girls. And it all depends on, too, what you're getting in it for. Are you getting in it for, you know, to build business and develop a future with it? Are you getting in it just to, you know, hook up with some chicks? You know what I'm saying? Because that could happen. That's going to happen.
Yeah,
Or are you in it to just make a little bit of money, quick money right now? You know what I'm saying? And but you have to study it. Shadow somebody. You know what I'm saying? Don't a lot of cats think that they big already. Like I made it already, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm the man or whatever like that. This nigga here been doing it for such and such amount of years. Yeah, when he go to a door, yeah, he respected. His presence is respected. Yeah. Respect that.
Yeah.
You know, respect that. Don't this nigga think he all that he can what? Nah, it's not like that. This nigga done made his bones already. You know, nigga made his bones. When he come, he's supposed to, he or she, they supposed to, oh shit, yo, Floss, who with you?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like that.
That's right.
Yo,
That's
I'm
right.
say one
like
quick
you said
thing.
that.
I ain't mean
That's
to
right.
cut you
You know?
off.
That's right.
I'm gonna say one quick thing, and what you said definitely the truth. When we first started the show, and on Wednesdays, now back then Harlem, even back then it was a little better. Now it's like it's this dead. We me and Vito went out every day after the show.
Right.
So I remember one time we went. Now mind you, our thing was when we started, we planned like, yo, we gonna give Harlem a look first. Everybody that's doing something in Harlem, as far as whoever got clothing line, if you look at our run, we highlighted Harlem and people who doing things like street people, like you know, not no celebrities.
Yeah.
So we go to a spot and they get a hard time. Vito told the security dude. He said, "Yo, cause we blessed all these spots. Now, mind we getting known. We it's like a hub. It was Sapphire, Cove, Corner
Rooster.
Social, Red Rooster, and what's the right next to Red Rooster? We used to go upstairs. What's the
Say
name?
Lucien.
Yeah.
Say
So
Lucien.
so we used to hub. We used to go to the hub.
Right.
Bang that joint out. Boom, people show us love, whatever. And so he told the dude, he said, yo, why every time we come here, you know what I'm saying, you give us a hard time? So, yo, I ain't look at I just thought he was just being cocky. But it was true because the like you said, the respect and the work we put in, you know what I mean? He's like, yo, man, I ain't, stop, and I don't mind the frisk, but stop asking we not paying nothing when we come in here. We in the community. He checked the dude. He checked. We the beat 139. He said we the beat 139. You got stop us because we doing
We
for the
stand on
community.
no lines, man.
We got to stop this. Show the respect because people when we was going there, he seen the clout because people was like, yo, I just saw the show.
Beat
man.
139 in the building.
They was saying that, so he knew. He had an idea that we doing something. You know what I'm saying?
We reached that level.
But you keep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Messing up the flow.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let us get that feeling like, okay, boom, you know what it is. You know what I'm saying? So what you said definitely makes, and it's
Once you make your bones, man, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
like
this
I
was
said.
my thing with you know, the respect thing as far as like security or promoters or whatever have you, something like that. If you got security at a spot, you know what I'm saying, I come. And shit like that, you know, when I was early in the game still, I look around and see who's the head joint, who's the head security, right?
I did the same thing.
Step to him, yo, listen, I got something going on. I want you to bring a couple of guys. Because I see these dudes out here acting like, you know, real gorillas. And you ain't got to be a gorilla to be security.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Be diplomatic because you don't know the clientele that's coming in here.
Yeah.
These are retired niggas, but they ain't got to be retired from the job.
Yeah.
You know, so they can be retired from the street and put real work in. You know, so watch how you talk to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like that. So I hired a head nigga. I need you to come and dig this. Bring that nigga, bring him. And these motherfuckers who I don't even say nothing to. That sit there, search me and all that. I don't mind getting searched.
Yeah, that's what I
You
don't
know what I'm
mind.
saying?
Yeah, I told me either.
Yeah.
Because I want everybody to get searched. I can feel safe.
I want you to bring these niggas so they know who's who. And now they come to work, and now they see what I do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit. Oh, okay. And now you working for me. Now you working for me. And I take care of the payroll, everything, and go to them. You had a good time, everything was cool. Blah, 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 blah. And then see I'm diplomatic and about my business.
Mm-hmm.
Now when you see me walk to the spot, oh, shit. Yo, E, you good? What's up? Right. I'll go around town like that.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't know me? Okay. All right. I need you to come and go to his, whoever hired him.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to come work for me.
Right.
I need you to do this,
That's
do
how
that,
you
and the third. All right? And bring him, and him. And bring her too. I need a female.
Yeah.
When I step on the set,
Mm.
oh shit, check. I've had dudes that's working for other niggas and they started walking around the club with me, making sure that I was okay. Nigga, you ain't working for me.
Yeah.
Chill out. Oh no, I'm just making sure you good. You good, E? Yeah, I'm good. I'm good, nigga. It's your
Yeah. Go back over
protect
there.
it. You know what I'm saying?
But you 100% right.
But you know what I'm saying? It's about like you made your bones already, so you respect everybody.
But you know I don't like, and I noticed like we had everybody on here, and like let's say if you have a party, let's say you have a party next month, and we pull up, I already know what type of real motherfucker.
You already know what it
You're
is.
gonna show us this respect, love.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people we looked out for, and it's like once they come to the show, it's like yeah, I like you know what I'm saying. We go to parties and shit.
But that's a lot of people who really not used to the little fame,
Right.
little light fame that they getting, and they forget real quick or get too busy. Hold on for me, hold on. Yo,
Yeah,
chill, I
all
got
that
you.
come
Chill.
on, yeah,
Come
all
on,
that.
dog. Come on.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm be honest. It shouldn't be a party in Harlem that to pay for. Not only that, we offer our service with them. Like even let's say you throw a party. You say I want, cause we do it with a media company. Let's say I want y'all to come do the media. Cause now what we do with the media, we bring cameras out.
Automatic. I'm telling you, I want y'all to come through. Yo, just interview people. Do what y'all do.
That
Come in, do what y'all do. I got
that
y'all.
give a whole nother.
And we're
whole
gonna
shit.
spend some money too.
Right.
We
Yeah,
ain't
but
looking for nothing free.
see, but it's like this. When see, that's what the difference between, somebody who's really marketing, promoting events and booking out the clubs and all that shit. When I go in the spot, I go in there with my power.
Mm-hmm.
Money is power.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm working for the club, I ain't got no power.
Right.
They're gonna do and make all the calls they want.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't change up shit on me.
Mm-hmm.
I done gave you $15,000, $20,000, $30,000. You ain't changing a motherfucking thing up on me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? This is what it is. And I got it on paper.
Mm-hmm.
So I also got some drinks. Don't worry about it. We good. Come on, V. Doc, don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Come on. I got you. With your head, take this. You know what I'm saying? Get y'all drinks, whatever like that.
Right.
Do that. But come through, just, put your banner up, do some interviews, stop a few people, take some pictures up. Do what y'all do.
But that bring a whole nother. See, people, we've done it before. If you know how the light it brings, because now everybody wants to be like everybody don't get this to be on camera and talking. So now the bright lights, how we do it. Cause we was to help Bunny out with the Harlem Honors. We did her red carpet. So you come and you see these beautiful lights here, and you a regular, this a guest at Floss joint.
We interviewed about 60 people.
Yeah,
that's what it's about.
so you
Everybody
come
came
through,
like Soul Train.
and we do the Soul Train. We do the shit. Okay.
And we had tuxedos on.
And we do it like this, Floss. We go, you know what I'm saying? This Doc, Key Cash, Vito at the Beat 139.
That was a nice
I
day.
see you here at the Floss party. What you
Right.
got on? Oh, I
Right.
see you got the nice little level on. And that, the people feel so good. It add the element to
And this
the
was,
party.
and this was credible people. We talking about state senators.
Right.
We talking about city
Right.
council people.
You
Now
know
we
who to
talking about
target.
business owners. We
You know
all
who to
Harlem.
target. Cross marketing.
Come on,
It
bro.
brings
Cross-marketing.
That it brings your
Marketing
thinking.
whatever the platform is that y'all working off of, and you marketing this, and you
Exactly.
giving them another platform to market their
Exactly.
product. See, but a lot of people don't understand.
They don't
They don't
see
see
it.
it.
They don't
Everybody
see it.
ain't come
They
from
don't see
business.
Yeah, they
That
Let me
comes-
tell you, I always said this. I say this to other people because it ain't too many people that I could talk to about, business and how I think. I say to them, if everybody thought like us, we couldn't make no money.
Mm-hmm.
If everybody thought like us,
Yeah.
we couldn't make no money.
Yeah.
If everybody was a motherfucking general on that street years ago,
Yeah.
there'd be nobody to work.
No.
Yeah.
Everybody can't be Jordan. You
No.
got to have role players.
So you gotta have that. You gotta have that, and we can't expect everybody to think, and be how we be, because it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna happen. A nigga don't know how to motherfucking make that decision, and where it's a crisis situation, and you still know how to make that crisis turn out to be, something that was real productive. Saying that crisis intervention, because crisis come up every event.
Right.
Every event. Ain't an event that go down, there ain't a crisis. But ain't nobody gonna see it. Ain't nobody gonna see it. Niggas is still partying, doing their little thing. Niggas is rocking. They ain't gonna see it. But crisis intervention, but everybody wanna be a boss. Only because they just want the clout that the boss gets. To walk in free, to get in the girls high, saying hello to you first, and then to hello to him second, or vice versa. That shit don't mean nothing, man. If that's what you into, that's what you wanted for, you can get that. If I can't make this business successful, with the way I'm doing it, then I don't want it. I don't give a, listen, man. Like I said, I've been to college for a long time. And okay, there's a chick, ain't a chick. You got chicks that was coming to college with you for a little bit, for a year and a half, and now she gone, nigga. Now you starting all over again. I mean, listen, that shit mentally prepares you for life.
It do.
For life. If any one of us ain't had no broad right now, for a little bit, we can still go home, but man, I'm going to sleep, man. I'm good, man.
We good.
Lay down.
Yeah.
You say that all the time,
Turn TV
though.
on, man.
Yeah. I'm good.
I'm
company.
chilling.
I'm
But
good.
you
company
say all the time,
myself.
I like being by myself.
Now,
I'm
if
good
you
company myself because of
right,
this, which I'm glad you said that, man. I'm glad you said that, and there's more to that.
yeah,
But I'm glad you said that because when you've been through some of the things we've been through, especially in
experience,
college,
the experience.
you learn how to be good company to yourself.
That's right.
To keep a sane mind.
That's right. That's right.
Because there's a lot of people's mind get fucked up behind that shit, man. And they come home. I knew a nigga was in there and we getting right. We both caked up and we rocking. When he go home, the nigga getting high. Like, yo, what happened, man?
Yeah.
You wasn't getting high coming to jail. You come home from jail getting high. What happened? Because he couldn't take that isolation, that time alone, that can't get on the phone, that can't see your peoples. Somebody came, like you said, a year and a half, you ain't seeing no more.
Yeah.
It prepares you. So good company, I like my peace of mind every so now and then because I got it. I really gathered that in from that.
And
I
you
stay
sit
with
there,
that. Some things I still got. I'm just going to keep it all the way we talk.
as you
And it
sit,
keeps me
a
safe.
lot. Well, it's a lot of things we still got. All of it. It's a lot of it we still got. But
Yeah.
as we
That
sit
shit was a training ground, man.
around alone mentally, we able to gather our thoughts and put that real business together.
There you
and,
go.
And then the observation that we have done, watching things that's going to help develop the business that we trying to get into, we know what fits with what.
Right.
And that's only motherfuckers who are general on top
100%.
and who thinks like a
has their
general.
back against the wall.
Right. And if you ain't no general, you're not gonna be able to
You're
put
not
those
gonna be able to
pieces
do that.
together.
You're not gonna put it together.
You're not gonna be able to put it there. It should be right in your face, and you can't put it together.
But we screamed from day one. I was talking with not just a podcast. We have media company. We have a 501c3. We have all type of different business things that we offer. Like we do baby shower, bridal shower. Bring that extra element
Right.
there. A media to a baby shower
Right.
or a wedding. You know what I mean? Now
Red carpet.
you got red carpet events.
Create.
That shit, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we
Create
never
memorable
want to box
moments.
ourselves in, man. We
We
want
do
to box
movies.
ourselves
We
in.
did movies.
Create memorable moments.
Yeah,
know
it's
what
not
I'm
about
saying?
boxing ourselves in. It started with the podcast.
Right.
But now it's going different
You
ways.
develop that
But
umbrella.
this right here, this circle, this one here, this logo,
Yeah.
that big logo behind you, that's it.
Right.
That did all that.
That's the umbrella.
100%.
That's the umbrella.
That's
That's
exactly.
the umbrella.
And don't get
You
it
branch
twisted.
out.
Yeah, that did all that, man. You
branch
know,
out.
and we met some interesting people
Now,
Yeah,
just to
along the way.
go back to what the question that you asked with the the switching from the parties to
Events.
concert
Yeah, big stuff.
events, what would move me in that direction? When you're doing the parties, you become dependent on other people, you know, to help market what you're doing. My market, the way I market, I go hard. I go hard, as hard as I can go. Now marketing is all about, now a lot of it is all about social media. Now, when you see somebody that you depending on, and they ain't saying shit about what you got 50, 60,000 invested in right now, then you like, what the fuck is going on, man? What's going on? And you depending on them. You depending on people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, to help get this party the way it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? And you can't depend on it. And that shit brings on a lot of stress and anxiety, which start taking down, deteriorating your health. You know what I'm saying? That's why I take big breaks now.
Right.
Take big breaks. I know I got a lot of my homeboys die from this shit. You know, so I take big breaks, man, and I don't care. I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? But when you go into just marketing the artist at a certain venue that is sell, like what we spoke about when I came in the door, you don't have to depend on the people no more. Because now you're paying for marketing. Now you're going not only social media, but you're going radio and industry marketing. And that's, once you pay for it, that's all like a automatic. It all gonna go out there. They gonna do what they gonna do. You know, they gonna do. You ain't got to worry about the people selling the ticket or nothing like that. The company that you have your tickets under, they gonna market, so they can make the money too.
Right.
When nobody else got no money up, that shit ain't important to nobody else. They can't see your dream.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, they win, lose, or draw.
Right.
You know, so they gonna win anyway. If they sell 2 tickets, they win.
Yeah, that's true.
2
They ain't
tickets,
got
they
nothing
win.
to lose.
So the concert financially cheaper than a party?
Hell no. Nah. The concert, if you putting together the real nice joint that you know, because
Concert is a bag.
because you gotta bring in people that's gonna sell it, because you rolling the dice.
Yeah.
You in motherfucking Las Vegas, and you gonna roll it. Now concert, you jumping in nowhere under 100,000. Nowhere under 100,000 off the rip. You gotta be ready to take that gamble. But you could gamble if you believe in yourself.
But the money you gonna make, if it would pop off, is woo. So you
Now-
can afford to put that up, and pull that re-up money back out. That's called re-up money. Same
Right.
game, right?
Same game.
Rain money.
Same
Take
game.
that 100 again. For when the next 3 months come, it's my profit. I'm gonna put this 100 up, and I'm gonna do the next joint, and you keep flipping, right?
Because you talking about artists. If you want two mainstream artists gonna be between 50 and 70,000 a piece.
Damn.
Yeah.
Piece.
Yeah.
A piece. The niggas who you think ain't worth nothing is cost 30,000.
Word?
Yeah, genuine. Not the shot my
And
genuine.
genuine is 44,000.
Hold on,
Yeah, I got the numbers. Genuine 40.
During COVID, you can get them for like 35.
They do. Well, they got to add in everything, just like food delivery. Plane, who they need with them, how many rooms they want, and this is all in. This is all.
They banned hotel.
I did.
Car service. I did all that. I did that in Detroit.
Yeah.
Doc, I told you, me and my man did it during COVID. COVID messed it up. We had a mean flow going on. We had Genuine, Carl Thomas, John B, and what's my man from North Carolina with all the kids? My man R&B
Peter
dude.
Pablo?
Huh?
Peter Pablo?
No, R&B singer.
R&B?
Donnell Jones. We had to do 4. And
Donnell,
COVID
I was just
killed
gonna
the
say
joint.
Donnell.
Donnell's up there. He like 60.
30. He 30.
He's
30.
30.
They went up to 35.
Yeah. We tried to get Mary's shoe.
Listen, years ago when shit was going crazy, right? They had the travel agency that started locking down the hotels, and I call it locking down the blocks, so we couldn't get in. I was always able to go up and negotiate a hotel so I could take over the joint. You know, when I was doing the trips, I didn't do like a couple of rooms. I looked for a hotel that had the amount of rooms that I know I'm gonna need, I'm gonna sell. The joint got 250 rooms. All right, I set up a walkthrough for 3 hotels out of town. One probably got 175, other one got 200, other one 210. I'll set up a walkthrough for all 3, and I'll tell them to VIP me inside of one of the hotels. That's the suite. I want to be in the best room y'all got, and I want everything that come with it. I'll walk through 3 hotels. You know what I'm saying? And we had tried to get Mary J. because I was going to collaborate with the travel agency that took over. And offered her, I remember, offered her $150,000. She declined. She declined that $150,000.
Damn. Just the same
She
one night.
declined the $150,000.
And you in New York, she in Jersey.
She declined that $150,000.
Damn.
First of all, she said she don't sing in Pennsylvania.
Oh, you was in PA?
Yeah.
Oh.
She said she don't sing in Pennsylvania. I'm like, I didn't understand it at that time. Fuck you mean she don't sing in Pennsylvania? It was so crazy. You know, just recently I was just thinking about it because I was thinking about the same scenario I'm talking about. I said, damn, I don't go to certain clubs. And I understood her brand. She couldn't put her brand in certain spots. Pennsylvania just wasn't hitting for her.
Right.
So she declined. I understood. It took me years to understand that. But that's the type of money we talking about. I remember Joe. Joe declined $50,000. I'm getting outside my truck. I'm like, what? This manager called me. I'm like, $50,000, man. What the? This nigga ain't even do nothing. He ain't do nothing new yet.
Yeah.
Fuck, we just talking about the old Joe songs. That was hot. What's up? You know? I said, nah, Floss, yeah, he gonna decline. He declined. He's sitting right here. I said, can I speak to this nigga? Can I speak to him? You turning down 50? Decline. But later on, I understood. Because if you want to keep yourself in a certain bracket, yeah, you ain't gonna go. You ain't gonna go lower than where you feel that you should be. Even if you ain't there.
Yeah, your taste buds, man.
You ain't gonna go there.
Yeah, taste buds.
You ain't gonna go there just because.
Yeah.
But you think you'd have made the money back from Joe?
Dog, I made the money back without Joe. But what I'm saying is with him.
Yes, he gonna make the chicks love Joe, man.
I could have flipped it even more.
Yeah, the women coming for Joe.
You know what I'm saying?
They coming.
I could have flipped it even more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So,
I would have switched hotels. I'd have got.
You got to think about when we got Genuine, John B, right? And we got them because we knew the women was gonna come. I could show you on my phone. When you look, because I was on stage, right? When you on the stage with a performer and in front of the joint, they got out their chairs, they ran to the stage. Yeah. The women leave the chairs, leave the dudes with the champagne bottles behind. And I can show you it was mad chickeness. Dudes was over there talking, yo, what up, Chair? How are you? They left them. But they like to see the guys. That's why we got John B. Now, these dudes ain't made no songs in a while, but the women still love him. Yeah. Genuine, he came on doing his little dance and all that. That's how you sell.
So how many songs
Joe
they
gonna
do
sell
for that money? Like, I'm pretty sure it got to be.
It did about 45 minutes to an hour.
Okay.
45 minutes.
How many seats you at? Over standing room only.
Well, I just did RL at Billy's. Billy's in the Bronx, 161st Street. Like I was talking before we got on the air, Billy's is a spot. Billy's hold 2,600.
So how many seats?
The seating is, you have to arrange the seating. It's not like it's not a sit down spot.
Right.
You know, Billy's was designed strictly for the Yankees.
Got you. That Billy's right at River Street.
Strictly for the Yankees.
Took my son there after the game one time.
It wasn't for us.
Right.
To come in there would know what we do.
Right.
So I tried to get some assistance getting in there, but everybody ain't. I have to figure like this. I'm intimidating to some. Oh, Floss get in there, man. We may not be able to do it. He gonna show them this and show them that. Now I'm just gonna do what I do. All I'm asking for is the introduction. I don't need nobody to talk for me. I just need the introduction. I couldn't get there, so I do how I do, and I went in there and I made a way, and I got in there and I spoke to who I need to speak to, and they gave me a shot. I got the money to back. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If you think you're gonna lose money, blah blah blah, you know, take a chance on me to work. But here it is, right here. Let's do it.
Let me ask you a question. So
it was packed.
Yeah, I'm gonna show it to you when it's over.
So
like he said, they ran all up to the front.
Then they went to the front, man.
Yeah.
Cause you get dudes like Joe, RL, you understand? In names that I name, and this is much more. The women are the ones they coming, man. They coming. Dudes don't come, women gonna come. Yeah. They come with their girlfriends, stuff like that.
They come in groups. Women spend money, dudes don't.
Yeah,
dudes wait to the last minute to try to get it.
You ain't gonna see no dude. You ain't gonna see no dude. How many dudes you gonna see?
Yeah, so
you know what I'm saying? The chicks is gonna go out though.
So you got a post interview with Cash right after this. So
links.
Yeah.
So what's your social media links if people want to get at you?
If they want to get at me on Facebook, go to Eric Floss on Facebook. And on IG is Floss Events, which you'll see Eric Floss is all connected with that from Floss Events. The other stuff, I ain't even know how to get into the other shit, the TikToks and all of that. I don't even know how that. And the new one, what's the new one they got with the pictures? They got the new joint. I just go on this shit like that. I just go on this show and I see a girl put up a nice picture, and I'm just going to look. You know what I'm saying? What it is. I ain't even get into all that yet.
Yeah. Yo, so before you go, can you tell them what the #1 Harlem show?
#1 Harlem show, The Beat 139.
There you go.
Featuring Don
my man Flo
and Keith
Hey, man. Good quality, good quality. Good quality, man. Good quality. I like that. Jay, we go.
Welcome to the world of Gsquare Publishing, where creating a personalized story for your child is important to us. All you have to do is email us at ceo@gsquare.org, and someone from our team will contact you. Or just call 917-681-2810. It's that easy. Email us today. Why? Wait.